Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pullze Check podcast, baby. Guys, we're about a week into Verdansk and the new season 3 update, and we have a lot of stuff to discuss, and we got a lot of homies with us today. First and foremost, I got my boy FIFA here to my left. FIFA, we haven't seen you in a minute, man. Welcome fucking back, you sexy motherfucker. We got my boy Ryda as well, bro. Ryda as well. Welcome back, daddy. He's been here like
happy to be here.
Right, you're here. Yeah, he's been here. He's been here a good amount of times. And as always, JGOD and Ebatez, man. Boys, first and foremost, man, like talk to me. I guess we'll go one by one. How are we feeling a week into the game with the update? FIFA, I want you to go first, man. Talk to me.
I mean, bro, I feel like I'm a little biased because this map is actually, I mean, it's made for my playstyle. I like the slower battle royale, play some solos, sit on a hill. Like, it's great. I'm loving it. I think it's revived that battle royale element that the game lost, and it was just like a glorified TDM. So I'm a happy man.
Okay. Right. What about you, man? How you enjoying it, bro?
I'm enjoying the game. I'm having a lot of fun. I think with some slight changes, slight fixes, we got the best version of Call of Duty we've had in a long time. I mean, Warzone, I'm assuming. So I'm having a good time. I enjoy it.
Okay. All right. Jaco, talk to me, man.
I'm liking it so far. I think, like he mentioned, there's a lot of things that could be tuned. But I think they've already like foreshadowed that they're going to be changing a few of these things that I think are like things that they already knew people would probably be like a little bit contested on some of the issues. So I think it's in a good spot. I'm looking forward to where it's going. It's not Warzone 2, thank God.
Yeah. We'll get into that because there's some creators saying that. I'm like, bro, you guys are high as fuck. Ebatez, go ahead.
Bro.
I mean, dude, overall, it's crazy. Like, I know we've talked about it in the past where it's like we've had like a good map or a bad game, and then like a bad map, good game, and like I finally feel like we're at a spot where we have a good map and a good game again. And I've been loving it, dude. I've been loving it. I've been grinding like every single day. I can play the game and not get super frustrated. And so that's just been really, really good. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people are coming back as well. Like I even have like my brother, my IRLs, like my college roommates are texting me like, yo boys, like let's hop on. So it's just, it's a feels good thing, you know, like I haven't had this feeling, and I feel like we're in a really good spot. So hopefully we can just continue to build off of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dude. I mean, look, I agree. Like and that's that. I think I put myself more into I cater obviously more with the watch parties, with how much involvement I've had in the competitive scene. I care more for a competitive game. And even while saying that, I still think the game should be the way it is now. I have a lot of opinions, and I feel like the majority, probably us, will agree with them. I say the TikTok YY kids are going to be really mad at what I have to say today, but that's okay. You know, I think the game is actually fucking good right now. I'm getting on. Dude, I know when I'm addicted when I get off the game and all I want to do is get back on. Like, even though I know I got to go to bed, like I got to, keep my schedule, whatever. Like that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I'm having fun, and I'm not saying that the game's perfect, not by any means, but I think at the end of the day, it's like, are you getting on? Are you having fun with the game that you're playing? And for me, I can confidently say that, yeah, right now I am. Right? Do I think that some things were better? Yeah, I do think that they could change a couple things, but ultimately, I'm still having a fucking blast. So yeah, I mean, guys, let's talk about a couple different things, man. I think now that we are off the NDA, we can talk about it a little bit. I want to get first and foremost get into this, and don't worry, I've spoken to some people. We can talk about it.
Are you saying that Ebatez and Repullze played Warzone map early?
And JGOD
and Ryda, hold up, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Did you play early?
I did not.
Okay.
Bro, everyone was saying I did because
I played it back in December.
Bro.
Oh, dude, I was making predictions and stuff, and everyone was like, "Oh, we all know you played it, bro." I did not, but I will say, it is the sussiest thing ever, bro. It's so easy to piece together when you see like 5 creators all disappear off at the same time, and then people start posting Instagram stories like, "Oh, I'm in this city," and it's like, "Oh wow, bro! I wonder what they're all doing there." Wow.
Like, that's the thing. Bread posted like a picture of him on a plane. He's like in LA, and it's like, bro, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing?
I remember I said to my chat, I was like, "Yeah, they're all testing Verdansk right now." And they're like, "Oh, can you even say that?" I was like, "Well, I don't know that, but I know that." Like no one can stop me. No NDAs here.
When we do get to it, Hunter did do a side-by-side that we'll talk about the Terminator skin. There's no difference.
Okay,
Hunter got
holy shit.
a good ass one.
They're probably
right,
gonna say, "Hey, we nerfed it. It's back in the store."
I will
Ryda, you've
back
talked
to
about
the
it, right? Or no?
Playing early?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just mentioned when the game came out, I just told chat that I did get to play early, and that's pretty much it. Like, and you know, some people like kind of had an idea because I was in LA and I've never been there before. You know, some people had an idea like we were all gone at the same time. So, like I said, I told chat, but I never really indulged into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you guys say whatever y'all feel comfortable saying. I do want to give like props where I think props is due. I do think that there was a couple things that I'm a little bit confused about. JGOD, I'll let you go. And the only reason why I want to talk about it, which you guys know why I'm saying I want to give props. But go ahead, JGOD. Were you gonna say something?
Well, I was just gonna say there's kind of funny because it's like how the outside narrative shifts a little bit. I feel like what's very common right now is if you say something negative, what's kind of funny is the opposite. But if you say something negative about the game right now, people jump down your throat like crazy.
Yeah, it's like, bro, the game's good.
Like I'm giving feedback. Yes, I think that's very funny. And then there's also like this other narrative where it's like, oh, I hope they don't listen to streamers or content creators. It's like, when the fuck were they listening to content creators? I don't know if you know this, but when we went, we sat out a round table and everyone was yapping, all the creators, in a good way, and talking about like, there needs to be one-shot sniping. The vehicles need to be better. The TTKs need to be faster. The visual recoil needs to be gone. The growl, the kilo, the AMAX need to be meta. Floating loot needs to be this way. And basically, there needs to be no balloons. Or drones. And basically all that feedback is the version we have right now. Not all of it, a lot of it is that feedback we have right now. So the version you're enjoying, you're welcome, right? Like it's one of those. Like if you really want to go down that route and say the streamers ruined the game, you weren't there, and that's what we said. But a lot of these were decisions that they already knew based off player feedback for years. So I'm not going to take credit for that. It was just more of like a jab at those people that genuinely think they listen to creators all the time. They don't.
I mean,
we would have never got Warzone 2.
Right?
We would have never got Warzone 2 if that was the case. Yep. They didn't cater to anyone in Warzone 2. Even the casuals didn't like that game. They just didn't. And a lot of the iterations of Warzone wasn't necessarily taking creator feedback in hand almost ever. So it's just kind of a funny thing to see that, because in the back, like when we had not the back, but like the room basically where everyone was yapping at the table, like a lot of the things that made it into the final version were things that people were asking for and like betting for. There was a lot of creators in there. Yeah. There was a lot of creators in there. But what's that?
Sorry. Was the time to kill that we all told them it needs to be up high or it needs to be raised.
Yeah. There was debates on it because, but no one complained about plates. I don't think when we played early. I don't think anyone complained about plates. Right now, though.
I think it depend on which group you played with. Like me and Hector's group obviously is different than.
Yeah, what we had in December. Yeah, as well.
Bro, like, I'm not trying to I don't know, like I'm not trying to be weird, but I don't know.
Wait, no, look, I mean, I'll say
because it's like two different groups. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you and I were in a group, and then obviously E and J were in a group. So we obviously played two different versions.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, sure. I'm down to talk about it.
I'll be again. They said we can talk about it. I know it feels weird that we're no longer under NDA, so it kind of feels weird talking about it. But now we can, right? But at the beginning, the first iteration, I mean, Diaz played it and he said it was perfect. Like he was like, bro.
Yep.
Like, and for Diaz to say that,
yeah,
that's what JGOD played. JGOD played that one. Diaz was like, bro, this is damn near perfect. This feels fucking amazing. Like, right? And then about 2 months later, we play tested myself, Ryda play tested, and I'm not going to mention anybody else because I don't know if they've said it right, but me and Ryda play tested a different version, and I'm going to be very blunt with you guys. This version was horrible. It was without a shadow of a doubt. Like it was really bad. You couldn't buy your loadouts. You think the loot on the floor. You think the loot on the floor is bad?
I think they were testing with you guys.
I think, bro. I was about to say, what could have happened in that 2 months though? What could have happened in those 2 months?
I think it was just A/B testing. I think it was A/B testing.
Oh.
I think there was probably someone in the studios thinking like, you know what? I don't necessarily think Like, we think we know what the best vision is. Not all of them, just maybe certain individuals. And they said, you know what, let's try it. And you guys, like, the version I've heard you guys have tried, it was awful.
Brother, look, let me I'm saying this. And I'm saying this, bro. And I'm saying this. I'm not here to like, I don't want to just bash COD. I'm here to say thank you because I feel like, bro, we've given them feedback in Warzone 2. They didn't take it. We've given them feedback across like so many other iterations. I flew out to go help them, or like a lot of us did, to go give them feedback for Resurgence Ranked. And not a lot of the stuff was implemented, right? There was a lot of things that that I feel like they never really listened. That's what it feels like. This is the first time I feel like, yo, they actually listened, because what we play tested, I was scared. I was like, bro, it was genuinely, guys. I'm not like, the movement was worse. You think the loot's bad now? It was worse then. Half of it, all the loot got cut in half, money cut in half. Like everything was. You think you can't find plates now? No, it was worse. Like I'm telling you,
there was a time what Hector's talking about. Me, Hector, and Sage were fighting each other in 4th zone at TV station. Well, no, I'm sorry. At the hill between hospital and Twins apartments with pistols. I'm not kidding. 4th zone. We all had pistols. We're fighting each other. We're fighting over free loadouts.
Bro, yeah, it was like, and then the fact that they, for everybody who was in that play test, all gave the feedback that it's like, guys, yo, this is not like, you can't do this. Like you literally cannot do this. I'm telling you, like we did it was an A and B test, and it was literally like 20 to 0. Nobody voted for that other test. And so I'm really happy to say, like, yo, thank you guys for taking that feedback and running. I did tell them, I said, guys, I don't know why we're trying no loadouts again. We've done this already for 3 years, 2 years, Warzone 2 and Caldera. Like we know it doesn't work, right? But you know what we have now, I think it's a good middle ground, in the sense of, I think that the casual player base is happy, and I think if anybody's not as happy with what we have now, I think it's the more super sweaty people that love movement, because time to kill just doesn't allow for it. So
I think credit where it's due though. I think when we tested rank play in Warzone 2, they actually took a lot of feedback there too.
Was that
rank play was about
that
the
makes
only
more
good
sense
thing
for sure
about Warzone 2.
Yeah,
yes.
You're a competitor. You're a competitor.
And pretty much all the stuff we brought up in that like meeting thing, like taking out AI, fixing like certain other things.
Yes, there was a lot of things that got accelerated with that. Yeah.
Just to vouch a little bit for what Hector said.
Go ahead.
Like I have some of the notes that like I gave, because we were all required to give feedback. Like just to give you guys heads up of how long ago I guess me and JGOD played. I said some of the things that should come back, including 150 players, original vehicles or the fluidity of the original vehicles, weapons, Growl, Kilo, MP5, HDR, etc., original self-revive audio, and they did all of those things. I also said that you should only be able to shoot your pistol in the sky. I think they did that because there's no balloons and stuff.
No, you can shoot your guns.
You could shoot a gun, but it's like you have to be diving. You can't like you can't balloon and like there's no balloons and stuff. You have to be like jumping off the top building in high res or whatever.
And that's very specific to certain heights. The jump off
with no balloons, it's not like Caldera. You can't fly and shoot.
Also,
all the time.
in our playtest, there was only bounties and scavies, and I remember giving feedback on that too. We said like most wanted should stay, but like take out signal intelligences, and they did that. Like they brought back a lot of the original OG like contracts, but not like they didn't go OD.
Supply runs are back.
Yep, supply runs. That was another thing we said. I mean, yeah, at the time though, like when JGOD and I played, the game was in such a bad state. Like I don't know if you guys remember. Like this is just when Warzone came out for Black Ops 6, and like they wanted us to get feedback on the map, and I was like, guys, listen, the map looks amazing.
Most of our feedback was about the map.
Yeah.
Because the version that we played, they basically said that, oh, the updated movement stuff isn't in this build. And you guys can't really judge based off of that. Like the version you guys are already playing in live is already better than this version, because this version hasn't gotten the update, and we're like, all right, cool. We had it where the floating loot wasn't fully polished yet. This shit was sideways, and it was funny. But like the version we played was pretty solid. We also had access to the middle of stadium where there was little zips that you can go around, which I think is coming in the mid-season, and some of those types of things that are already going to be implemented and people were asking for. And we played it with the zips too, right? Or no, the zips weren't there, but it has all the mats of where they are, but you can see them all in Plunder now, where the zips are going to be. And I think the zips are going to play great, just because there's no balloons, no drones. It's going to play well.
I like that no
Yeah.
balloons thing.
I really hope
think-
they don't. I really hope they don't have balloons, bro.
I don't think
Yeah, I
they
don't.
will.
It was
Primarily
dude, when we
because
played-
it feels pretty
when-
unanimous that people are against them.
Yeah.
When
Tell
we
that to
played,
Vtex, bro.
we were all pretty adamant about not having them in the game because
Yeah.
like they asked us like, hey, what do you think about like with OG Verdansk, and like basically what we all said was what we have today. The plate thing was a little different. What we have today, the plate thing was a little bit different. The TTK we played, Hector, was not like this, right?
It was fast. We
Probably
played two
just
different
didn't have good
versions.
enough guns.
The first
Yeah,
version,
low-key,
though,
I'm not trolling. I
the
think so.
first-
I thought you said that
The
you guys
first
didn't
version,
have
though.
150 health in one
I
of
was
the
like, I think it was like
versions you played.
125. I think it was like
Yeah.
I
125.
know, and like we played. So we got to play one version, like you said, A versus B. A was really
Right.
good. B was really just not fun for me at all.
Yeah.
It just wasn't fun. So A was great. A was great, and it was what we have today, basically. I think the plates were a little bit different. I think the HP might have been a little bit higher, and there were zips on buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
There's
fun.
three
Like we
versions.
were in the. But people, you were dying fast because the HDR was pretty similar to what it is now, and people in the conference were like, the kilo's too good, and like, bro, we were like, don't nerf the fucking kilo.
Yeah,
like the
like,
kilo
don't touch
should
the
be
kilo.
good. They're like, well, the
Yeah.
kilo was good. We're like, don't touch the kilo, man. Come on. Like, but for the most
Honestly,
part,
look,
for the most part, bravo. They listened to everything we said.
Yep.
For the most part, they listened to everything we said. They gave us what we wanted.
Right.
So
And
I
I
think
think
now.
one thing is they have kind of a roadmap too, because they are able to, I'm sure, look at all the data and the A/B testing they did over the years and kind of figure out what the most thing leans towards. Because here's the part that I think it gets really troublesome for the devs. I don't know if you saw that Modern Warzone post about the TTK, but he basically asked, do you think it's too fast or do you think it's fine? It was 50-50.
And it was like half and half, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
I
like,
think
what
it's
the
fine
fuck
for
do
now.
you do? But what the hell do you
think
do
it's-
in that scenario to balance it? Because if you leave it alone, then half the people are pissed it's too fast. And then if you change it, then now the other half is pissed off. So I think that one's one where, like you said, just leave it alone, see it as is. Hopefully there's not a power creep with new weapons added or whatever. But then maybe isolate the other issues, which are more like 80-20 or 90-85-15 or whatever, and then make those changes. I think the vast majority will go, every crate you open, you get a plate. There's some people who disagree with that. There's a minority. But I think the vast majority is like, yeah, give me a plate every time I open a chest at least. Cool.
You can only carry 5 anyways. Like, you know.
Yes, exactly. And those things, they can hyper fixate on the things that will benefit the majority of players the majority of time. And I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
With the
Do we
TTK,
think
though,
that-
I think it's good that it's fast because a lot of people are coming back to the game for the first time in a long time, and they're going to
Yeah,
be
good
like
point.
understandably, washed, and they're not going to be able to kill people that have been playing the whole time. So you kind of need to even the playing field for those people to kind of get back into it a little bit.
is that like is the TTK change why people stop playing the game though? Like is that
No,
No.
You know what
it's
I'm
just
saying?
like it's just like the what they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. It's just one of those things that added on to 100 other things that were problems with the game. Whether it's the buy stations, maybe the loadout costing 15K for a quad was a huge problem. Maybe that was a huge determining factor. Or
I think
maybe
so.
like the movement and not being able to play while running. Maybe the backpacks were overly complicated. Maybe there's 101 things that they did that objectively we can agree or disagree are wrong or right, but there was a lot of
We know the
changes that
result.
contributed to people not wanting to play this game. And leveling still a contributing
Warzone
factor
2.
of that. Or leveling, I think, is still a problem.
Weapon leveling,
I think
yeah.
they need to dive deeper into this default loadout thing. They only have the kilo, which is an 8 attachment. It's a decent enough build to serviceable until you level it. The HDR, I didn't play with it, but that's serviceable. But they should have the AMAX Growl and the AK-74 in the meta, or a close range option for the meta as well in those default loadout builds. And I think that'll do a better job. The first attempt, not bad.
I think, bro,
Like,
that
look-
having to level one gun to get attachments on another gun, that I
Takes
get a lot of
forever.
Warzone feedback. I get a lot of Warzone feedback from my IRLs. I know if my IRL friends are playing the game, then the game's doing well. And if they're mad
Right.
about it, then it's not doing well. And that leveling stuff, if they're like, oh, Verdansk is out, but I want to get the
It doesn't work that way anymore, though.
And I got to go level up this.
Just the one optic.
Yeah, like things like that, and like just seeing how mad they are about that one thing, and it used to be every gun was like that. I think that really turned a lot of people off.
Yeah, that's true too. I think the Warzone 2 was overly complicated with the loadouts, with the tuning on every attachment. Felt like you needed a degree in loadouts,
It just fucked
which
up
is
a lot
terrible.
of shit, bro.
It's so bad.
I mean, bro,
And-
I played 12 hours a day. I didn't want to unlock attachments or do tuning. Like, bro, imagine you hop on for 2 hours in the weekend. Like, nah, bro, I'm done.
Warzone 2 was actually like, it's crazy how much that shit actually affected the game and how much it, I would say, ruined the game leading up until now. And I think now we have quote unquote a restart. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you just got back to what you had before. Good. I don't care. Good. Now they can just improve off it, right? Like, it was fucking, we had, Warzone's been shit for the last 3 years, right? Like, it has not been the greatest. You know, I think last year was not bad. I think last year was a pretty decent year. I think, you know, shout out Sledgehammer, man. But apart from that, it's been pretty rough. It's been pretty rough out there. So I think, you know, if we have quote unquote a restart and they can build off of what they initially made, they made the game good, I think this is a good direction. I mean, so look, let's talk about the first thing on the agenda for today, right? I guess we'll go little by little, going through a couple of different things. But time to kill, guys. I know you guys brought up a little bit. What is your guys' opinion on it? I have an opinion on it, and I think that there's one topic that I want to discuss today is a necessary evil when it comes to certain things. I'm gonna say for me, for example, like sniping. I hate it, but I think it's a necessary evil because a lot of the casual player base love it, and so even though I personally don't like it, and I hate it for competitive, right? But like, it just like it makes the game fun for a lot of people.
Change the competitive rule set, right? So it doesn't.
Exactly.
Right? Like they didn't.
Exactly.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Rank play playlist is not gonna have one-shot snipers, so I don't think it actually matters.
Yeah, I'm just in general, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a necessary evil, and even though a lot of us are complaining about all I do is get snipe. But hey, like at least I try to be like, all right, I think I fucking hate it, but I'm thinking about the person on the other end that's probably having fun sniping, and they're like, fuck yeah, I just gotta kill. You know, like it is what it is. You know.
One thing that I talked about with the sniping in particular is I feel like they hit that happy middle ground for at least the HDR, but I would take it even further and say more snipers need to be buffed. I know that's going to sound weird, but I also don't think they went far enough with the long range meta. The long range meta still needs significant buffs to bullet velocity. I know, right? That picture's ridiculous. That was a real match though, by the way. No, I'm just playing.
But say, wait, what?
No. But what I will say is I don't think they've gone far enough on the long range rifle meta. The bullet velocity and the other guns still needs significant buffs. Because I think one of the big problems is when you start attacking the one-shot sniper, you're going to just actively make it feel worse to play with the sniper. But them sniping, like nerfing snipers into the ground will not make rifles feel actively better in any way.
I got a hot take on the sniper's voice. I got a hot take.
Yeah, talk to me. Go.
I don't think you need to nerf the bullet velocity. I don't think you need to take away one shot. I think the sniping, as it is fine the way it is. However, I think
I know what you're gonna say.
actual full solution, reduce the amount of bullets it has, bro. Reduce the amount of bullets you can carry in the sniper. Because the problem is, bro, if you got 40 bullets, 4 people with HDR, they got 160 rounds each, a muni box each.
That is
they
a
can
hot
post
take.
up in a building with claymores on it.
That's a
Bro,
hot take.
Listen, if they had
turn
less
the damn air
bullets
conditioner
stocked
on
up,
in that room. Holy
So-
shit.
Bro, think about it though. If they had less bullets though, they can sit up there and they can snipe super accurate all they want. But they can't sit in one place, fire 200 rounds, ruin my game, and not have to leave that position and go and get bullets. There's no punishment for it.
I
bro.
don't disagree that could happen, but that still wouldn't solve the other problem that rifles do not feel as competitive to snipers. And I think if they actively go out of their way to make more long-range weapons viable with both bullet velocity and damage for the non-ones that are already really good, like the other ones that are just outside of that, some MW2, MW3 weapons, whatever, both playstyles will feel powerful and that'll be fine.
I was gonna say,
I
I
take aim assist away.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna
They
say
need to take aim assist away.
from. I was gonna say take aim
knew
assist
that's what
away
you
from
wanted.
snipers.
Okay, so like,
or at least reduce it. You know?
yeah,
Take it away.
they did that. So like with the Car 98, they did that. Remember when they dropped the Car 98? Everyone was using it on Urzikstan. It was just broken. So they took marksman rifle aim assist. They gave a sniper rifle aim assist, and then that kind of balanced it. The problem with the HCR is it one-shot headshots at any distance, which is fine. The Moors has done that. The Cat has done that. The problem with the HCR is the bullet velocity is too well, the ADS speed is too fast, and you don't flinch enough. That's the problem. And
those are definitely things that you could debate in terms of like which one you could address more. I think flinch should always be higher on snipers.
I agree, especially that'll still a heavy make them, sniper.
Yeah, it'll still make them so it doesn't feel like the gun is trash. I think the problem with nerfing the bullet velocity for the snipers is once you go too far, then the gun actively feels like trash to use. And I think what we got into a habit of MW3 is every gun felt like trash to use for that entire year. Almost every gun. Maybe SMGs you could get away with it, but no one feels like, oh yeah, Warzone 2, yeah, we got the RPD for a year, like, or whatever the fuck, the RPK. It's like, like that was never fun to use. It would just felt like, and you only felt like you had to use it because everything felt like trash. Like, and we need to get to a point where like you can actually be gassed to use a gun, and the guns that people are using for long range, AMAX feels gas to use right now. Like, just make other guns feel like gas to use, like hype, fire.
Well, this is I think a good like kind of point that I wanted to discuss when it comes to time to kill, right? Like there's two talking points here. Like when it comes to snipers, I like, and again, I'm happy to say that I was wrong. You asked me 3 years ago and I was like, dude, get one shot sniping out of the game. I hated it, right? But again, I think my opinion has changed, and I can say that and be like, you know what? It is a necessary evil that I think the majority of people love sniping, and Call of Duty sniping is a big part of it, right? So how do we keep snipers continuing to stay viable while also making it to where, hey, if you're like right now, I mean, Diaz kept saying, yo, if you're not using a sniper, you're fucked. Like, you should use a sniper. Like, just use a sniper. How do we make that? And I think JGOD's cooking with this statement that like, yo, if they made other guns just pretty fucking good, like, or insane, then it's fine. You can still snipe, but hey, yo, like, I could potentially map you with an AR if they change certain things, right?
And I think some of this has to do with I tweeted about like the monolithic suppressor. Even though it didn't help with the recoil before, I think it would benefit from doing so, because all the MW3 weapons or whatever, and even a lot of BO6 weapons, they're designed where you have to put that muzzle attachment to be a compensator or an equivalent that's helping with a ton of recoil. So you've already lost 20% of your bullet velocity instantly. By incorporating that attachment in that, obviously more people would run around suppressed, whatever. You can hear gunfire 500 meters away, even suppressed weapons, no red dot, you know they're in that area. And what will end up happening is you'll have people shift more to where they're going to be able to use other guns that like just don't have enough bullet velocity with the compensator, that are uncontrollable with the monolithic, that it would solve a lot of those problems, I think, as well. That's just like a band-aid solution. Like the guns just generally should have less visual shake, should have less recoil, so that you can equip the monolithic and you would get the bonus 20% bullet velocity, and you would feel like your guns are actually shooting at decent bullet velocities at range, and you could actually challenge a sniper at range so they have a little bit of fear. Like right now, you can snipe at 150 meters and you feel pretty fearless that you're not going to get shot by a red gun. But maybe you get counter sniped or whatever, but you feel pretty confident that you're not going to get, oh, cool, they're shooting at me with the kilo. All right, I'll just get to cover.
Yeah. Like, I think the other problem is the floor loot sucks, right? Like the
does.
SMGs on the floor loot have like sniper scopes and holographics, so they're not viable. So everyone's taking overkill, which means they can't put 8 attachments on their AR, which means you're trading off recoil attachments, bullet velocity attachments. Like if I could pick up a good SMG off the floor, grab my 8 attachment AR, that's going to shoot a lot straighter, and then I don't have to worry about, you know, snipers as much. But you pretty much have to take overkill right now unless you buy 2 loadies. Right. But there's not a lot of money, and the first free loadout drops pretty late, so you kind of have to take overkill. And then your AR.
Everybody's rocking it. Yeah, everybody's rocking that. Like, I think when it comes to time to kill, and I guess I'll keep talking about it till Jacob comes back, because I really wanted his opinion on it. But I think, I know, and a lot of people are gonna hate me on this as far as like the competitive community, because guys, trust me, if I wanted to make the most competitive game possible, I would put it definitely, the time to kill would be way higher than this, and I would change a lot. But right now, I think all of our goals and all of our we should want the majority of players playing this game. We should want as much higher player count as possible.
There's no tournaments anyway.
Exactly. We should all want the longevity of the game more than anything. So JGOD's back. So JGOD, I wanted to hear your opinion on this. What do you think of this? I don't know the math behind this, right? But I like the time to kill. Only I hate it. I'm gonna say I hate it, but I like it because it's like a two-sided sword. I feel like right now you can use so many different guns. Like, like I'm getting a bunch of chows. Hey, use this gun, use this gun, use this gun, and like I can use them because the time to kill is so fast that hey, it's not that big of a difference. I'm not at that big of a disadvantage. Like everybody's using. Go look at anybody on Twitch right now. Everybody's using a bunch of different guns. There's not anybody using just two. Like the longer
especially
the time to kill,
for close range, there's a lot of options because there's sub 600 TTK. There's like 6 weapons.
Right. Right. So like right now, again, if I was trying to be super competitive and like right now, I will say, yes, the skill gap has dropped down significantly. But again, I think that's more towards, hey, how's the player count doing? More people can have access to this game. The player count numbers are higher. Like, I think that we should all want as many people playing the game as possible. Right. So I don't know. I hate the time to kill when it comes to competitive, right? If there was a slider that we could change and we just like, if right now it's at 300, we add 350, and competitive, you keep this, right? But from a strictly just the game right now, I don't mind this slower time to kill. I do hate it, but I'm saying it's a necessary evil so that way we can get things like, that you can use a bunch of different guns. The casuals are happy. Like it just, I don't know. Those are the certain things that I personally think of when I think of the time to kill. But Jago, what's your thoughts on that? Like as far as
I think there's a lot of different variables with the TTK. Obviously, you have your long range meta. You have more of the mid range. If you have a sniper support weapon, then you have the SMG meta, and then you have the meta, or not meta, but the TTK within the Gulag, which you don't have plates, which feels insanely fast. That's probably a whole separate discussion. But I think it's in a better spot when it's like this. I still think there's other things that they can do to push more guns into the long range meta. I think it was clearly intentional, and hopefully it's a first round pass that they made the Kilo, AMAX, even AK may have slept through. Like that thing is really good right now as a sniper support, close range and long range. And I think it's probably in a good spot. I think it'd be interesting to see what their first iteration of patch will be when it comes to the weapon balancing, because I think right now it's in good. You could pick up 5 different SMGs and people argue which one's better. Right. I think that's pretty good. I think also that clip that Huskers posted earlier today, that is representative of the current TTK. He almost died, but he also pulls off a clip that you might not be able to pull off with the higher TTK, especially keyboard and mouse. So I think there's definitely pros to it. I think it's going to suck to instantly die, because you get severely punished. If you get caught out in the open, you're basically dead.
Yeah.
Like
the skill gap has changed. Yeah.
And I think the movement isn't insane enough to outplay some of that stuff. Like by the time you drop the smoke, you're already dead. Most of the time. And I think that's where, like in Caldera, the stim play had a little bit more viability, but the TTK was way longer then, where you could actually like get away a little bit, make yourself a little bit harder to target a hit. I don't know the solution.
Stims.
I don't know the solution for it in terms of this specific scenario where like you just get caught like getting shot first and you will die first, like because you don't have a chance to react. Most of the time, it's just not going to happen. So you do have to play smarter as part of the Battle Royale experience. But I think it's also a little bit weird because I haven't played Resurgence, but the Resurgence creators yapping about it seems like the TTK it feels different on that map, I think.
Right.
It's not, yeah.
Like the play styles are a little bit different, and I get it's hard to balance both, but I even talked about this in like maybe 4 pods ago where it might open the door to like potentially balance those modes completely different, because the play styles are different, how people hold hands are different, the expectations for gunfights are a little bit different. So I don't know. I don't think there's an easy solution. I think it's fine the way it is. People will complain about it because they're dying more than maybe they used to, but you're also probably getting more kills than you're used to too. Like there's scenarios now where if you have no plates, if you shoot somebody in the back, you're probably winning. Like
They're probably the easiest way that they can do it is just make Resurgence and BR like 2 separate TTKs, because I agree with you, like, and a lot of the Resurgence creators that have kind of spoken up about it, like as someone who plays Resurgence here and there too, it's miserable. The TTK right now, it's miserable on Resurgence. I just feel like that playstyle is just not how Resurgence is supposed to be playing at all, especially with, like, it's a very fast pace, like get a kill and then like move on, you know? It's not like play for end game. It's not like, that's just not how Resurgence is. So I do agree that TTK is like crazy. I have a feeling that they'll probably separate BR, ranked, and Resurgence, all like 3 different TTKs. And I know me and Ryda were talking about this earlier, but I could even see them doing like Iron Trials for ranked and going back to that, where it's like
I want to quote
such
on
a dramatic. Yeah, go ahead.
It's just, and I argue like this because of what I talked to you about earlier. I want the game to feel like the game across the board. like, I don't want to, play regular Warzone and die in 4 bullets, play ranked, die in 7, and then play Iron Trials and die in 9, and it'd be different for Resurgence as well. I think you should be able to load up on Resurgence and play the game, whether you want to play fast-paced or slow-paced, but you should die as fast in Resurgence as you should die in Battle Royale. And me personally, like, I used to like Iron Trials, but I don't like to go back and forth. Like, I don't like to go be like, oh shit, I just died so fast because I'm playing regular Battle Royale, not Iron Trials. I'm not saying that the health needs to be buffed, but I just don't want us to be like, okay, you're going to get, X health in Resurgence, X health in Battle Royale, and then X health in ranked. It's already far enough to where when you play the rank playlist, you can buy a bunker buster. When you play the pub playlist, you can't buy a bunker buster. So the buy station is already set up different. It's different for different maps. I just think the TTK change being brought on with the difference of survivability now on the big map compared to what we had on Urzikstan with gulag tokens, extra money, flares. I just think it's just a whole 180-degree flip, and we're just not used to dying and not coming back.
Not yet. Yeah. And I agree with you. I think they should be the same, but I think it does offer like from the dev standpoint, I think it does create a little bit of like issues where it's kind of hard to know what to do is the correct decision because it is contested.
I agree.
I disagree on it.
I don't know what you tell them to do. I really don't, because I asked my chat today, do you guys like the TTK or do you not like it? Some people were like, well, I don't like the TTK. You die too fast. And other people were like, dude, I can't control the recoil. It's the only way I get kills. Like, it's the only way I can kill you guys. Like, so there's people out there that actually are really enjoying the game while I'm enjoying it as well, but they actually prefer this TTK. So if I'm a dev, I don't know what I'd do. I would love to see 25 extra base health. I think 25 extra base health is the ticket. I really do. That's a little bit extra health in the gulag, a little bit extra in the game. You get the plate buff like we're going to get this week, and I think that would be phenomenal. But
I think they confirmed that ranked is getting plates like in the gulag. Like you'll have plates in the gulag for ranked.
That was confirmed.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
So that will already be different.
That would be dope.
Like
I still stand by. I think
back,
Resurgence on this TTK for me was not enjoyable. But again, I understand I'm the 1%. So I just would like to hear more about it. But I personally I thought it was miserable.
I have a question for y'all. What happened?
I was saying, like, people coming back to the game, though, the TTK love is good for them. You could leave it for a while, let everyone get used to the game, let everyone get their guns built. And then once we get to a point where, like, and then you can maybe increase it by, like, a bullet to a point where it's kind of a middle ground for people that want to play Ranked, Resurgence, and Warzone. And then also, like, the other thing you have to remember is we have just played, 2-3 years of a higher TTK. And people just aren't used to it. It's like when I played the first day, I was running out in the open a lot more. Now I'm thinking about my life a lot more. I'm going back to climbing on a roof and taking height, getting a head glitch before I peak. And I think over time we're gonna get more and more used to playing around the time to kill. So I feel like it feels worse right now than it actually is. Same with the snipers. It's like we're not used to getting one-shot sniped, so we're all running out in the open. But if you run out in the open in front of 4 snipers, you should.
The vehicles. I think it's hard to shoot somebody out of a vehicle, right?
Yeah,
or
it's
is that
not
just
not
me?
the Bertha. Not the Bertha. The Bertha needs enough.
It's hard to shoot them, but it's easy to snipe them. It's hard to shoot, easy to snipe.
Yes, that's the problem.
Okay.
That's the problem. Like, you can snipe them, but like if you have an AR,
but I don't know if
you
that's
fight someone
bad
in the
though. I don't
Bertha or
think
an
that's
LTV,
necessarily
like,
bad. I think you just torch their vehicle, right? Like
no, JGOD, it goes back to the point you made. It goes back to the point you made is that snipers have like their strengths and rifles don't. So like if you're shooting a car, if we have a sniper, you're probably gonna get the knock. If you're using an AR, you probably won't.
The Bertha needs a big buff. It's too slow.
Yeah, I think vehicles just need tuning in general.
Slow.
Yeah, vehicles do. I think it's weird because obviously I did a lot of safes this past weekend. Using the helicopter, it feels phenomenal compared to what it was. It does have a little bit of wonkiness. Yes,
the
it's still a little bit of wonkiness.
Descending is
insanely fast. How much you can and the takeoff.
It's just weird.
It's freaking
it's just weird.
ridiculous. But it's like Blade. It's made of plate paper.
Chop a drop. Watch someone chop a drop in hospital and chop 8 people up, and you'll see like that the helicopter's not what it was. Watch someone drive the Bertha around before. You'll see the Bertha now is not what it was.
Yeah,
the
I
LTV is a decent vehicle. The TAC Rover is a decent vehicle.
Yeah,
I can agree.
Yeah, the heli is good vertically. It's not good like going in like forward. If that makes sense. Like vertically and coming down, it's fucking fast. Like I think whenever you take off, it just feels wonky. There's certain things I'm like, bro.
Yeah, like the pitch is weird. Like you can't like angle. It's just weird. Yeah.
But I
Bro,
will
if you
say,
watch an old heli though,
it is
ridiculous.
pretty good to use relative to what we've had for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
good
It's
for
just not-
maneuverability around the map. Around the map to get around the map, it's good.
And I think they'll continue to tune it. It sounds like from when they initially posted, like this first iteration is just the first iteration. They're still working to get towards like where they originally were, I think.
Have you seen a clip of the old heli though? And it, like recently, like the Verdansk heli?
It's so good.
insane.
I've
They're
seen them,
insane.
yeah.
No, they were
It
insane.
looks
They were too good,
ridiculous.
probably.
It looks like
It's so good.
cartoonish, bro. It's like literally turns
It's
on
insane.
a dime. It's like insane, bro. People are flying it into the hospital roof. The blades are like chopping the concrete, killing people. It's
Bro, hey, me watching Almond fly heli and Warzone 1, I'm about to bust. Holy cow.
Okay,
Guys,
like, so
glazing.
before we move on from the TTK argument,
Yeah.
what about the Gulag TTK? I like the base
That's
Gulag.
insane, bro.
I think the lighting and the audio is insanely good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Insanely good. I never felt like, oh, I didn't know where that person was unless they were just laying prone or some shit. But
Yeah.
visibility and audio,
I think
feel
visibility is
good.
great.
But the
think
TTK,
lighting
I feel
across the
like
whole map
I
is
could
good.
die in
The
2
TT
bullets.
The TTK's fine in the Gulag if you're using a pistol. If you get to zone 3, 4, 5 and you're using the sub,
you're dead.
It's not good.
So
it's not good.
fast.
Not good.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
The pistols is the
Especially
biggest thing.
for like, dude, and FIFA can quote on, or will be able to like hit on this when he plays. When you're off ping, like when we played the tournament the
Oh,
other day,
yeah.
when you're off ping, the
Yep.
Gulag is crazy, bro.
I didn't even mention that.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Bro, the pistol kills you in 2 bullets if they hit a headshot.
Yeah.
And like
A headshot,
half
right.
those bullets, you can get shot around the corner. 1 bullet hits you, you're already half dead.
Ping
I
has
fought
a
Stukeks in the Gulag. I was
huge
like,
Bro, ping has a huge impact now. And that's even for pubs.
Yeah,
Like I
it
was on
does.
80 ping.
does.
I was on 80 ping playing like East and I'm dying behind walls so
God.
fast because it's just 80
Yeah,
ping.
the
It's
desync,
and it's
the desync with that.
Well, the
Yeah,
ping
yeah,
used to
yeah.
be the same. The lower the TTK, the bigger the ping is the problem. That's why we always
No,
used to have
right,
all
right,
those
that's what
big
I'm saying.
arguments in Verdansk about it. Like we always used to
Right.
be playing like, oh,
No,
don't
not
do
we.
Right.
central, don't do
No.
West.
Who's we?
Whoa!
It wasn't-
me and
it
Leo
wasn't
for the entire world back then, bro.
last year it wasn't that big of a deal because the TTK, but this year it's going to be super important
Yeah.
for 2v2s,
It's
for
like, bro,
everything. I
you
mean,
get
how
shot
big-
at
even
it didn't even
walls,
matter.
way more right now. Way more.
like I said, yeah, even me
yeah.
playing West Coast and I was playing on East, I felt it so many situations. I was like, that's really frustrating. Like I actually just died so fast behind a wall because of the TTK of how quick it is.
Well, yeah, if you
Damn.
die in 5 bullets and 2 of them hit you around the corner, you're
Right.
just dead.
Yeah. You notice it,
I gotta-
especially if you peek a window and like you back
And
up
then
off
walk
the
backwards, yeah, you
window,
always
you're
die.
instantly deleted. Yeah.
I
Because
got a
then you're on a
question
head
for this.
glitch as well, so every bullet that does hit you is doing like big damage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I'm on a
Hector.
delay. I'm on a delay, just so y'all know. I can tell
No,
that
you're
like
good.
whenever I say something, it's a little bit delayed from when it.
that's
you
how
guys
mine is
actually
as
hear it.
well. Mine is
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
so
all
I'm
of
not trying
us.
to cut
I think all of
anybody
us.
Okay, so all of us.
is
Okay,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yep.
But what I was trying to say is, so like, let's say with Team TK, right? This brings up another question, in my opinion, is when it comes down to aim assist. I feel like if my life was on the line, I would say that back in the day, aim assist was not as broken as what it is now. And I think we've kept that Warzone 2 aim assist. I think back then, we talked about this on the last podcast where there was a point where Caldera and Warzone 2 were in at the same exact time. There was like maybe like a
bro.
couple months where it was at. So I remember going and I was playing Warzone 2 and then I went and switched to Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, Caldera, and I was like, bro, whoa. The first thing I noticed, I was like, whoa, Warzone 1 aim assist feels way less. Like, I think right now, somebody did, I think his name was Flexi on Twitter or something like that. He got one of JGOD's old time to kill charts, and it was actually faster. Back in OG, the time to kills were faster
Some
than
of the
what they
guns,
were.
but that was during I think Vanguard or whatever. That was during
Really?
Caldera year. Yeah, because they had
Shouldn't it be
the
lower, longer?
Type 100 on there. Well, it was broken. Some of the guns were just broken when they came out. They had some Cold War weapons. Yeah, that wasn't
I understand.
Verdansk tier
So
1.
what I'm saying is, I think that like right now, the biggest emphasis is two things that why people are saying the time to kill so fast. Let's say it was exactly the same as what it was in OG. Right now, there's two things that I think are making it feel even crazier. It's one, the player base is just a lot better. Like the average
Yes.
player is just
Yes.
better. That's just one thing. Then
Yes.
two, I actually think the aim assist right now is fucking ridiculous. Like again, casual player base. I'm not telling them. I'm just saying.
It's
like,
less than it was in Warzone 1.
dude, there's no way. There is
And-
absolutely no way.
And Hexsmith has all the footage on everything about. You need to know about
Yeah.
aim assist. The BO6 change changed one aspect of aim assist, but everything else essentially remained unchanged. The biggest change that happened within 12 meters, aim assist has a little bit of a scaling effect. So now you no longer see keyboard and mouse players complaining about players doing a 180 and snapping on them as they jump across their screen. That just is the
They don't have time to 180 JGOD. That TTK is too fast. They're
but
just
the part where it would drag your aim 180 degrees if somebody jumped by your screen up that close, that got nerfed. Beyond that, aim assist still functions and is basically 1-to-1 to each other at every other range up to 200 meters.
Dude,
I want to touch on something.
I'm gonna need some proof.
I want to touch on something.
Just scroll his
Hector
page.
said.
You'll educate
Because
yourself
I-
everything about aim assists.
What's
I
his name?
agree.
Hexsmith.
The player base, everyone is saying like, oh, this is how it used to be. But like what Hector said, the player base is so much better now. There are so many better players. And we've been playing this game for 5 years. Even the guys that were horrible back in the day, if they're still playing the game now, they're probably decent players who know how to aim their gun.
I mean,
so,
Echo,
like,
bro.
That's yeah, exactly. Like your teammate. He's literally, no, so like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone wants to be like, well, this is how it used to be. Well, it's like this isn't the same player base. This is we're 5 years later. People are just better at the game naturally now. And like, it's just people can shoot straight or stuff like that. So the TTK being the same stuff like that, like, sure, this is how it used to be, but that doesn't mean OG doesn't always mean like better, right? Like there's so many good things that we have kind of adapted over the years and we could kind of build off of that. So that's kind of like my take also on the TTK is just like player base has just gotten better and also like aim assist and stuff like that, like being super strong as well. And then I did send a clip to JD and he'll probably show it, but this was a clip literally today and it was insane.
So one thing, I'll go ahead and clarify your point. We'll go ahead and watch your clip, and then I'll go ahead and clarify the point about the players getting better. Because Joe O said in the chat he disagrees, but I'll go ahead and see if
not in
maybe
his
my
lobbies.
point. Yeah.
So before you watch this clip, are you guys saying that the aim assist is stronger now or weaker now?
I think it's the same.
Like
I think it's the
essentially
same, but
the same other
this
than
clip's
the 15
crazy.
meters. That's what that
bro.
because
Listen,
that's
hey Hector, if you say it's worse now, I 1,000% agree.
I think it's stronger
It's like,
now.
no, it's worse. Like it's worse. It's like aim assist is very strong now. And
Stronger
if we never
than
got the
Warzone
close
1,
range,
right?
Warzone 1, that's what I'm saying, compared to Warzone 1.
we never got the close range aim assist nerf that was talked about at Black Ops or at COD Next, if we never got the close range aim assist nerf, aim assist in this game right now would be fucking insane. It already is insane. Close range fights are a little bit better, but Warzone 2 aim assist changed the game completely.
I agree. That's my take. I don't know the exact numbers, but I feel like, dude, back in the day, I remember
it got so much stronger.
I remember on stream, bro, you could play Caldera and Warzone 2 at the same time. There was like a month or two that you could do that. I went back and forth, and I was like, yo, aim assist feels fucking way less on this. I swear, aim assist right now is fucking insane. Okay, go ahead.
With the player base, bro, is that like people know how to build guns better now too. Oh my god, you died so good.
No, watch this, bro.
vaporized.
Not even moving. Look, no rotational.
Well, he could be strafing into the wall.
That guy's cheating. What do you mean? That guy's hacking.
Bro, that's aim assist. That's just aim
No,
assist, bro.
that guy's cheating. Look at his level. Level
Bro,
36, no
Nicole.
prestige, all headshots. That guy's
Okay.
cheating.
This person's not cheating, bro.
Nah, that guy's hacking, bro.
Bro,
That looks like
that
aim
looks-
assist.
That's the
looks
problem.
weird.
Is you think they're hacking and
That
it's aim
looks weird.
assist. That's the problem.
Nah, level 36, no prestige, no rotational, locked to your head the
Hey,
whole time.
Nicole got back, bro. She got back from COVID
Yeah,
and now she's back.
does track a little
Keyboarders
too
are loving
hard.
this.
It does track a
Keyboarders
little
are
too
loving
hard.
this shit.
That's a cheer, bro. On God,
Okay.
that's a cheer.
So
That version just has aim assist, bro.
No, there's
the
not even
comment-
recoil, bro. It's like locked onto your head. That's a cheer, bro.
Yeah, aim
they are
assist,
probably
brother.
cheating.
Aim assist.
what I was gonna say is,
Hey, if I'm in a
Like-
2v2, that motherfucker's hacking. He's hacking.
Only if I'm down though. Only if I'm down though.
so Ebatez made the comment that players have gotten better over time, and although I think there's a percentage of players that have, what happens is the longer a game is out, there's less and less casuals and new players that fall off. So the player base as an average, you can say that because the newest players aren't
Right.
coming in as frequently. So on average, if you just pick a player out, they're going to be on average better because there's less casuals. But in general, that like the skill ceiling hasn't moved that much. Like the average player you're running into isn't significantly better. Like the top players are just the top players at what they're
Right.
at.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
So I was just
Look,
saying, like that's in the middle. Like
No, I agree.
But
I
aim
agree with you.
assist,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you, you go through Hexman's, all his video, all his content on, like his content is dedicated towards aim assist, bro. He knows like
I'm gonna
how
ask
it
him.
functions in every possible way.
Bro,
I'm just gonna ask him.
telling you.
Go. Do we have more
He's
aim
gonna
assists
give
now
you the
than we did
graph,
in Warzone
bro.
1?
He's gonna give you the graph.
Here.
He's even gone
I'm gonna
back
DM
to
him right
old
now.
games
Beef,
to
that
show
is
how
aim
those aim
assist,
assists.
bro.
No, bro. Nicole's cheating.
No, bro. Wow. Oh. Just because
Yeah.
she's a girl, FIFA. Wow, bro.
Whoa!
Wow. Can't shoot her
Whoa!
gun straight. Oh, dude. Wow.
Oh.
Look at this guy, bro. Come
Wait,
on.
why are you assuming?
No, I'm
Nicole's
just
a
kidding.
girl?
I'll
Hold
also
up.
add to the Hexsmith part of it is that he does such a good job at the aim assist stuff that basically it's foolish for anyone else to do any kind of like testing, like because it's done so well. It's ridiculous.
Is this a hashtag ad, JGOD?
It should be, but he doesn't. You know, he has nothing to sell except for knowledge. It's free.
All right. So we okay. I think I guess to kind of summarize the time to kill shit. Do you guys think it's okay right now, or do you guys think it should be raised?
I think it's fine. Resurgence,
I think it's fine
resurgence,
for
though,
at
no.
least a while.
Yeah,
I would say
resurgence
my
it needs to go
personal
up.
Gotta go up just a
preference.
little bit.
I wish it was a little bit slower, but it's not like a deal breaker right now.
It's not
Yeah,
a deal breaker.
okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Give it a couple months for people to get back into it, and then raise it like a bullet.
Customs are going to be miserable. Customs
I
are
think
going to
it
be
needs to go-
miserable.
I think it needs to go up
Fire, bro.
25 HP.
Miserable.
25 base health.
Fire! People
25
bitching
HP
all
we're
the
gonna have to
time.
do-
would be a benefit.
I'll be honest, bro. That custom I played yesterday was the most fun I've had playing customs in a long time. Like it. Well, no, bro. The reason I'm saying that is
Oh, I
because
know
like
why.
for the last 3 years, it's like, oh, dude, I just fucked up my whole rotation. Let me just throw 18 smoke grenades, fire 7
Yep.
streaks at the guys holding me, put a balloon down, jump in a car, swim down the river. Like it was it's like fight for a position that's powerful, hold people, and you will
Yep.
get holds. Like you could actually
agree.
play
I mean,
it with your brain.
I
Like,
agree with you. That's how it should be played, but I just think there should be 25 more health. Base
yeah,
health.
I mean, one more bullet in a
Ranked,
couple of months when like
there-
the casuals are kind of used to the game or dropped off or our playstyles have adjusted. We're fine.
They're going to split the TTK, I promise you, in ranked. I have a feeling it's going to get raised in ranked. It'll be like Iron Trials. Not maybe like as dramatic as Iron Trials, but it will be very, very similar to that.
You think
I think
so?
that's so annoying, bro.
I think so.
Imagine playing pubs and then jumping into ranked.
that's what
and
I'm
it's
saying,
just
FIFA.
completely
That's what I
different.
don't want to do.
I don't think they
bro.
will.
That's what
I don't think they
wanna
will.
do.
I mean, bro,
I have a feeling
they
they
won't
will.
even
I don't wanna
like
do
they,
that.
they won't even ban certain guns because they don't want the World Series to look different than the main game. You think they're gonna make 2 different TTKs? There's no way.
I think so. Yeah, I think they will.
I mean, I
know
hope
something.
I hope you're right.
I know
like,
Ebates. I know Ebates very well. Ebates knows something. The way Ebates, when he talks about things and he has leaks, I know the way he says things. Chat,
Leaks,
hear
bro.
him.
Leak
Bro, what
baits,
kind of leaks
leak
do I got that
baits.
you don't?
I mean, I'd be down though. Like, I'd be down. I think it'd be frustrating for a while though, because like, bro, even when Arm Trials came out, the amount of times I stopped shooting because I thought someone was dead.
That's what I'm
Doing
saying.
that between pubs and ranked every day will
It's different, yeah.
make people angry.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think that time to kill is probably the biggest thing that I think a lot of people are like up in the air about. Let's move on to the next thing, right? What do y'all think about movement? I know that a lot of the movement guys are fucking incredibly upset, and I'll start off this take by saying I don't think it's bad. I don't think, if anything, I feel more grounded now. I think I think the time to kill has
let me lay
amplified
down.
the movement stuff. I think
Yeah, I
the
agree with
fucking
you.
fix that the prone shit and we're good. But that's a bug. They said it's a bug.
Yeah,
I
they
think
already
the
came out with
movement-
that.
I don't think the movement is bad. They can add bunny hop if they want, right? But like,
Yep.
I think right now it's still a faster version than we had in Modern Warfare 2019. And
I
like
still
it.
think it
I
needs
like
to be
it.
a little bit more responsive though.
Okay, what would you want
way?
them to change?
I think drop shotting, you should be able to drop shot. Like actually
Right,
just
agreed.
drop your ass to the ground and jump back up.
Agreed.
Just like bunny
Popcorn
hopping. I
shots.
think those are
Maybe,
two,
yeah.
the both. But everything else I think feels great. Like the movement does. Like no one feels like they're particularly broken in terms of strafe speed or diving or any of that nonsense. Like it feels really good. And what's so like underrated is how easy it is to navigate Verdansk with mantling. It's just so ridiculous.
I
It
agree.
just feels so good just to be able to
And
oh,
diving.
You couldn't get off of that before. Now I could just
Yeah, diving,
I
true.
just climb up
I
there.
think
It feels good.
think once
agree.
they fix the slide to prone, it'll be a lot better. I'm not a big fan of the nerf. I don't know if you guys read the patch notes. You know, JGOD, you probably obviously did. Hector, you might have. Ethan, you might have. FIFA, I don't know if you did. But one of the movement nerfs was like, it's not the slide distance. They basically said they were going to make a nerf to the slide because they felt people were sliding off of edges.
Too much.
Too far. Yeah.
I personally wish that was never where they mess with, but it's fine. I agree with you guys. I think the movement's great. When we fix slide to prone, it will be a lot more beneficial. I also think that, like, the drop shotting should be a thing. No ground snaking should be a thing. It shouldn't be in the game. But I just, before I came up with this, I had a kind of a base take that I think needs to be in the game. I think someone mentioned it in the chat. You guys can move on if you want, and I'll come back about the movement. If I could find it here.
Like sliding, proning.
What about you, Fief? We know you're a movement demon.
I'll find it here.
Nah, bro, Prime Verdansk FIFA's back, bro. Catch me on a rooftop, not moving. No cap. No, but the thing with the movement is I've thought is usually the way I think about things in the game is like, how often do I complain about that when I die? I don't think I've complained about movement other than the laying down thing like once.
Yep.
Like, there's never been a time I've died, I'd be like, oh, if I could have done this, or if my movement was like, it is what it is, you know? It's like sometimes I can't lay down. That's it. No complaints.
I think the movement's in a very good spot. I would like to see a bunny hop, just because like that original experience and stuff, and I just think it's a little bit more fun. Obviously, that's a 1% thing, maybe a 10% thing. So like I get it. I think a bunny hop would be cool though. Also, just makes things a little bit more fluid when you're jumping. Like even if someone just jumps once, it might make like the casual feel, oh, that was pretty smooth. So I think that would iron out some things. I think obviously the slide to prone thing, if they fix that, that'd feel great. I don't know how you guys feel about like tack sprint. I know back in the OG we used to have unlimited tack sprint, basically with slide with like your slide canceling resetting. I know we have a knife, but I kind of feel like maybe tack sprint should be longer. Just kind of like the fatigue super quick. But I kind of want to hear your thoughts on this.
I agree with Ethan. I think what I wanted to mention was the one thing with movement I would like to see go back and be reverted, which I don't think should be in the game anymore, is like the stun when you fall. Like when you take like that stun fall should not be a thing, bro. When you jump off something,
it just feels
you should be able to keep your
Yes.
momentum. Yes. You shouldn't take that fall damage. To mention like what Ethan said about the sprint, I have brought up to the people I'm playing with. I feel like I'm slow at times, and I think it's because the fatigue is a little bit too quick. I don't know if sprinter should be an all-time thing. Maybe that's going to cause people to run sprinter right now. But the one thing I did want to mention is when we played the customs, me and my teammates were on about, we felt scared because the TTK was so fast to pull out our dedicated melee and run with it while rotating in Verdansk in a custom scene. And I feel like that still holds true to certain sections of the map on Verdansk.
Because it's like a 50-50.
Get caught with
if
your
it
dedicated
works,
melee out,
yeah.
if you get caught with your dedicated melee out, you're going to die. So I think that's a good aspect of the game. If you pull it out, there's a chance you could die. You shouldn't be able to, so that's another side of the TTK argument.
I think that would make things a lot more consistent too if they had sprinter default, that people, like even the casuals, like they wouldn't notice it, but they would always feel more consistent. Because there's times, like Ryda said, there's your fast, you're slow, and it's like you don't really know the fatigue. So like if you're running and like your player's like going like down and then up and then like down
That's
and
why
then it
I
stops.
haven't
It's like
committed
just
to
super
full
wonky.
swapping to the dedicated melee because of that instance. Is that I know I'll get caught.
I would like to see like sprinter, I don't know, maybe just no tack sprint at all and just make sprinting, like, you know what I mean? Just there needs to be like consistency, and I think that's like what we've been arguing for a while now. Like honestly, we've talked about this before, but I just think that there just needs to be some kind of consistency. Like take tactical sprint out completely and just make the sprint speed faster, and that way you're always sprinting instead of just like tactical sprinting or something. I don't know. There needs to be some kind of level of consistency. And I think this
one is one of those bubbles where it's a hard dilemma to really solve. The like
what do the devs do? What do the devs do? Like, well, they go to the officer like, well, fuck, this guy wants this guy wants this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I think the short solve would just to make like the sprint duration, the tack sprint duration, just maybe longer. Start there, and then I think there's people that wouldn't even notice.
Agree. Yeah, the casuals wouldn't notice. I agree.
But the people that would benefit from it would definitely notice. And I think that could be like the soft, like medium, where it's not giving us unlimited, like you're suggesting, and then it's also like not breaking the game where, like casuals feel like they're getting sprinted on or whatever the hell you'd want to call it.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that's probably the best comparable, but even then, like that won't make everyone happy. So it's like it's tough.
No, I agree.
I think people need to understand that.
Button, bro.
Yes, I agree. I hope that comes soon.
It's like I don't want to pull another out because I have to hold it down sometimes, bro. It's so annoying.
I think that I don't know if they'll ever do it, but like just because of the way you have to hit circle or R3, whatever you guys use, so many times for so many different things. Like for assassinating.
They'd be complaining about melee, like, bro, I pulled out my knife. What happened?
Yeah, I would love if they did that. That would be fucking fire. Like that would make the game way more smoother. Like way more smooth. Shit, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna fucking say? Shit, I forgot. It went away. We can continue. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, but before I forget, bunny hop, I feel like bunny hop and drop shot would help mitigate the party TTK as well, because, bro, if someone's holding a pre-aim on you right now, you're just dead. You hit a door or a corner, and someone's already ADS, you are dead before you can even aim in your gun. And I feel like that was something that, like, bunny hopping and, like, drop shotting allowed you to do, because you could hit a corner and surprise someone. Whereas now, it's like I said, you know, you're chasing someone, you're just dead, bro. Those staircases, you see it, especially. You see that Gabe clip where he killed Aiden and them?
Oh,
like, he's just pre-aiming the stairs
and
in Promenade. What can they do, bro? As soon as they go around that corner, they're dead.
Dead.
Yep.
I was going to say that, like, I think we all have to remember that the devs are trying to balance everything to make it to where everybody can play. We saw what happens when they cater too much to casuals, Warzone 2. And we saw, obviously, like, things are not the greatest when they cater to just sweats, right? I think Black Ops 6 was pretty much catered to, like that Warzone was catered to a lot of, like, the crazy crackdown movement and all that shit, right?
Well, to be fair, that was the only people playing the game, so.
Yep.
That's a good point. That's a valid point. I think they have to try to make this as balanced as possible. And when there's a lower time to kill, I think they can do crazier things with other things like movement or other things, just because, hey, the time to kill so fast, even if you have this crazy movement, you're gonna die. Like, it doesn't matter, like, it a couple bullets. Now, when you start racing that time to kill even more, I can see them doing things like, oh, but we gotta nerf this to make the casuals still have, like, possibilities to win gunfights. You know, there's gotta be some type of middle ground. So I don't know. I not to say that I like the time to kill for competitive, I don't like it, but from a strictly content creation and just the casual perspective, like my brother who's dog shit at the game and, like, doesn't play it, like, full, you know, he texts me and says, bro, I'm actually having so much fun, I love this game. I'm like, fuck yeah, that makes me happy, because he doesn't play video games, and I'm assuming it's because that man's probably getting a lot more kills now camping in a corner because he kills people in 2 bullets, right? You know, so I don't know. That's kind of my take on that whole situation. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, next, boys, I guess let's talk about, like, the things that you guys think that are going to be addressed, right? So this plate situation, I think obviously we talked about it before, and I expected an apology from Hunter when I said there's not going to be enough health on the ground. And I called this 2 or 3 weeks ago. And there isn't. Thank God they're actually fixing it. Right now, there's 3 things that contribute to not there having health.
I think part of his argument was that he thought 8 and 5 plates was more than enough, and I think you guys disagreed on that. I think that was more the disagreement, not necessarily the plates on the floor.
Well, I was talking about just in general, like, you're not going to have health, whether it's 8 or 5. Yeah. Like, again, so I was going to say there's 3 changes that are making this, and why I made my decision. I'm like, bro, it's not going to work. 1, they reduced everybody drops 1 plate upon death as opposed to 2 the way it was, right? But that's 1. 2, it's switching the plates from 6 and 12 to 8 and 5 with a satchel, right? And then on top of that, it's now we don't have a guaranteed plate on every chest. 3 big things that are making plates incredibly, like, scarce right now. So, like, that is why I said this is not going to work. Something out of these 3 things, something needs to change to where there's some type of middle ground. My opinion, keep the 8 and 5. Keep the 5 and 8, right? But
plate in every chest.
A plate in every chest. That way there's some level
Use
of consistency.
reactive armor.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Actually trash.
No, it will give you half your plates back, bro.
Bro, it's just lied.
That shit is
No, most people are using
lied.
tempered, though. I think most people are using tempered, though.
Yeah, everybody's using tempered, bro.
Yeah, I think I agree. I don't think the issue necessarily. I would like to see crates be more consistent, where it gives you, like, a plate and, you know, some money. I do agree, though, that the issue that we have right now is that there's just not enough plates that you can hold. Like, I don't want to say it's necessarily the plates on the ground.
I disagree.
But when you're only holding 5 plates, you get cracked once. Now you only have, like, 2 plates, so you can only get cracked, like, necessarily twice. And it's just like, that's what the issue, I think, in my opinion, is. But JGOD, I want to hear what you got to say about it.
No, I think 5 and 8 is fine. I think it's a little bit of an adjustment. If you want to guarantee your 8, just do some contracts. The looting, The problem right now, because the chests don't guarantee them, and then when you fight somebody, if you're not guaranteed enough plates to restock what you used. You get in a gunfight, you break 3 plates, you kill them, well, use half your supply, fine, but you're not getting restocked. If you went into every gunfight with 8 plates, it won't feel like an issue.
I agree.
I just disagree.
I
don't
but
know.
the problem right now is having 8 plate
6
satchel, and I go into a gunfight with 2. That's the problem right now. I just don't have a fully stocked plates at all times, because I'll go and loot 5 chests and they won't be there. I get into the gunfight, the guy drops 1 plate. The guy drops 1
JGOD
plate.
is playing too fast, man. Playing too fast, JGOD. Look at you, man. Just running around, just not plating. Just not playing for endgame, not doing contracts. This guy's just playing too quick, man. Just
Bro,
you gotta adapt,
is
JGOD.
so expensive
You gotta
now
adapt,
too,
man.
bro. Like 4K
No, I'm
for a
just
plate
playing.
box when I'm already struggling to loot a loadout. Like, no.
I think
Yeah, it's
6.
just that-
I think 6. I think 6 base would be great, because if you don't have tempered, then that way you can at least plate up fully twice, and then maybe make the satchels like 9 or 10 or 12. You know,
6 to 9
9 would be
I
perfect
did
just
it-
to the numbers.
I did
Yeah.
initially like even think that like people would ask for more plates, because we gotten accustomed to doing that with the plate system the way it was, with like way too many back in Warzone 2 for like basically those 2 years. But I think after playing with it, it's not bad. If you're fully stocked, you're fine. 8 is plenty. It's just that when you run into a thing and you loot the whole place and you get 1 plate because one of those happened to be a restock chest that had 1 plate, that's it. And then you're like, all right, let's go to a buy station. And then now the buy stations are a little bit feel scarce, and it's like you're getting contested and you're not fully plated. And it's just like a domino effect of not being able to just get plates while looting.
I think it's like
But
most
that's
me.
days too. Like if you're a live rolling, you're kind of chilling. Like you're wiping teams. But when you get on a regain, especially late game, there's not enough contracts on the map as well. It's like you can't get
that's
money
another
because
thing,
the
too.
chests aren't guaranteed money every time. Like I think the contract system is fine. If you do contracts, you will get money, and I think that's a good thing to like make people actually
I agree.
go and do them.
That's how it should be.
I think that's good. But in Verdansk,
Yep.
we had $500 minimum from every blue crate with the option of like, if you're lucky, 800, maybe 1200. So it's like, all right, if I want to buy my teammate back and I have $0, it's at least like the maximum I'm going to have to loot is, 8 chests, 500 for 4K, whatever. Whereas like now it's like, all right, I'm getting 250 sometimes. And some of the times I'm not even getting money, and then I'm not getting played. So it's like you're on a regain, there's no contracts late game. There's already teams in a lot of places, and the time to kill is so fast that if you have 1 plate on, you're just dead. And then you also don't have guns, the floor loot's terrible. So it's like you kind of need more plates to even be able to take a fight in that situation. Like when you're rolling, you got a team, you got a UE, you got loadout, you feel fine. You're getting satchels off their bodies, you feel fine. But as soon as you die one time and you're trying to find chests and there's no plates or whatever, it's just a problem.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you knew this with contracts. I did cover it in my video about the contracts that they actively nerfed sweaty players with contracts.
Why? They get significantly less money?
So
Bounty's
how they work is the bounty gives you the same money as a scav. Before they used to give you like 6K off the rip, but now they only give you like 2K
they're
on
ass.
I noticed
quads.
that. Yeah.
So
I've noticed
that's
that.
one
Bounties
thing
don't
they
give much
did.
rent money.
The multiplier still goes up, and also like let's say Aiden, he's trying to do solo quad. What happens is when you go into like each mode has varying price for contracts. If you're in solos, you get 4K for a bounty, right? Or 4K for a scab, 4K for a recon, but it's only 1,800 in quads because it's expected that you're supposed to play in a quad. So when he does a contract, he's only going to get 1,800. If we're playing in a quad and we're all there, we're going to get like almost 10 Gs.
Right.
So the game is designed for you to be in a quad to do one contract and essentially get your loadout. That's essentially the way it works. But if you're a solo quad, you're getting punished, which is good. I
you
think
won't
that's
see
fine.
anyone solo quad. There's no solo quadding in this game. It's impossible.
It's significantly
Psych, I just
harder
dropped
for
40.
that.
Psych.
We don't have your lobbies, brother. We don't have streamer mode. We don't have streamer
Sorry you
mode,
don't live
brother.
in Texas. Sorry you don't live in Texas, buddy.
Yeah, Texas. Okay, we don't have streamer mode, brother. Hold up.
So although they did like do it OG, they actually changed things so that like a casual, they're going to be able to do like a lower end contract that isn't as aggressive, and they'll be able to end up with more money than they would have previously. Because I think Recon back in the day, you only got 1,000 for the first one. Now you're getting like 1,800 or 2,000 off the rip. So that's like multiplicative because now there's 3 people with that, 4 people, you end up with 10 Gs right off the rip. So they made it so it's way more easier for a casual player to do one contract, get their loadout. But if you're going to solo quad, Like, and that doesn't even, that's like a 1%er problem. So it's not going to, they're not going to change it. So it's a good
It's a
thing.
small thing though, but I like the recon.
But it's something to point out on that aspect as well of the game that you wouldn't know unless you actually looked at the numbers closely to see what they did.
Yeah, I didn't know you broke all that shit down. That's actually fire. Like, that's one thing that we all noticed. We're like, bro, I think Diaz said it yesterday. We were playing. He's like, dude, they nerf all these contracts? 'Cause I'm not getting shit. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think honestly, it was intentional.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, apparently. So, look.
But if you're solo playing, though, just run Scav.
Yeah, that's what I do. And it's
Scav is super powerful right now.
It's so good.
You go around 2v2, you wipe a team, you're rich.
Yes.
I like that. I like Scav a lot. I'm using Scabby, Tracker, Tempered. Those are my three mains right now.
I'm the same. Sometimes I switch out Tracker for...
And also to clarify, they're talking about the perk scavenger, not the actual scavenger contract.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of cash, guys, do you guys... I'm actually, dude, honestly, dude, I'm so happy with the way the game is now. I don't know how much they would change. Like Ryda said earlier, he's like, what do they do? If half the people like the TBK, half of them don't, like, what do you even do? When it comes to money, do you guys like the money situation or do you guys not like the money situation? Like,
it's fine.
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
I think I like it. Like, you want more money?
I would just say
put
put 250 and a plate in every chest. That's the only change I would make. Because like if you do get unlucky on a regain, then it just feels like you're looting forever. And when there's not that many chests already, it's annoying. Like you want to just be consistent. Like, if you need 1,000, then you should know like we need to find 4 chests.
Right.
Okay, hear me out.
I don't know. I think it just prioritizes contracts. Like
that's how
there's not enough contract late game.
Well, okay,
I agree. The contract is a contract is a different like it's a different topic. There needs to be more contracts. There does. Yeah. But
yes, I agree.
We don't want to get in a situation where we were like in Verdansk.
There's too much money.
I personally thought the ranked economy was perfect for money at the end of Verdansk. Or I'm sorry, the end of Urzikstan. I'm sorry. The ranked Urzikstan economy at the end, right before we left, was perfect for the economy. But how it is now, I enjoy it as well. It forced you to do contracts. We just need more contracts late game.
I don't know. I feel like end of Urzikstan, I had an advanced at all times.
Yeah,
it was broken.
Maybe it was a little high. Maybe it was a little high. Yeah, you're right.
I agree with what FIFA's saying.
Right.
I think that there just needs to be a little bit more consistency in the looting, where it's like if you open a crate and there's not that frustration of like, oh, no money, open another crate, oh, no money, and then you could open a crate randomly and get like 3K or like 2K. Like there's been times where I've opened one crate, I've gotten 2 or 3K, and then there's times where I open 4 or 5 crates and I get $0. So I just would like to see a little bit more consistency there.
So look, okay, hear me out. Here is where you have to be careful. I am not no dev. I don't know how this works, right? If you were to add 1 plate in every buy station, I do think that's a good fix when it comes to the plate situation because there's consistency with plates. You have a limit as to how much you can have.
In crate, not buy station.
In crate, not buy
station.
station.
That'd be so fun.
Crates.
You go to the buy station, it's all limit one plate.
No, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Going to every like a crate, right? Every crate has 1 plate no matter what, right? It's okay because there's a limit. You have 8 and 6 plate or 8 and 5 plates. There's a limit. There's a hard cutoff. You can't carry more. You can't stack that. Now, when it comes to money, if you have 250 in every chest, now then does money become fucking insane?
Well,
like think about like how much of a ripple effect will that have on the entire ecosystem?
What if it was every?
Right.
What if it was every? What if it was every like tan chest, not every relootable blue chest?
You need a limit.
I think it should be all.
Should be all. You need a limit.
I agree with Hector. I
have an answer.
250 in every crate is too high.
I don't know. I don't know. It could be. I don't know.
Here, let me say this. I think you need to limit how much money you can get from non-gold crates. So the blue and the brown, there needs to be a limit. Because I think right now it's like 2 or 3K, but maybe like 250 to 1,000. And then the gold crates can have like 3 or whatever. And then not no money on the ground, but just reduce the money on the ground. Because right now there's like money on the ground, not in crates, that you can just pick up. So if they just take that money on the ground and put them in crates, it'd be a lot more consistent rather than just finding money in a corner where you're like, oh, there's like $500 here. You know what I mean? So like if you run through Super right now, there's money on the ground, and then you open a crate, there's no money in the crate. That's how they fix it, is just take the money off the ground, put them in the crate so it's more consistent.
That could
Yeah,
work.
because then when you're looting, like you hear the sound of a chest and you should know instantly, okay, I hear that chest, I'm gonna get 250, that's gonna be enough for a res. Or I hear 2 chests, that's gonna be enough, or whatever. It should just you should know.
Yeah.
Whereas not like, oh, I hear 3 chests, don't worry, I'm gonna be able to get you back, bro. You open 3, get unlucky 3 times, you have no money. Like what?
There's a lot of money on the ground right now, and there's sometimes there's crates where there's $0. So I think that's how you balance it.
Well, I think part of the plate problem too, that's like a side effect of it, is it like punishes you for taking engagements because you're not going to recoup the plates you had from the engagement, right? Like you're going to lose, you're going to be net negative on plates for every engagement you take. So it benefits you to like stay away from engagements realistically. Like if you're actually looking at the way the game, which is kind of weird because you should have a certain balance of natural engagements and natural rotations where you're taking, but like to actively avoid engagements is going to be better for the way the plates currently work. Because no matter what, if you haven't taken engagements and you see people have, well, automatically they're going to be at a plate deficit to you no matter what.
Especially off the rip, that is true.
Yeah.
If you land super, you kill one
And they
guy.
used to have that problem in
then you kill the next
solos,
guy, then you're fucked.
where like you actively wouldn't land in the beginning and take an engagement because you would lose your plates, you would get 1 plate back, and essentially you're asked out.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's the way it was. They ended up fixing it, which I think we'll have to see what their problem solving is when they put out this next patch, because they already have plans to address certain things, but we'll see how they execute it. I think
what
they'll
they're
do something
saying is
good.
making the snipers even worse too.
Yes.
Because like
you don't have to hit a
avoid
headshot.
fighting. Yeah, it's like
Just
you
body
can
shots,
sit on a
body
roof
shots.
and not have to. You can sit on a roof and not have to engage with anyone and just sit
And not have to worry about losing your plates. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then if you got
and
scavenger,
not
you're gonna be
only
getting
is
money.
it like a good strategy, it's one of the better strategies based off that. Like it's even more encouraged and powerful because you're going to end up having plates and your opponents
And then
won't.
also you hit a snipe and you instantly crack that person's plates. You know they've only got 8. If you crack them twice, they're not fully played.
Right. Right.
And then if
like,
you're the guy getting shot, you can't even run away and loot a chest. It's like normally, you know, Hector, you've probably done it where like off the rip, you have a guy chasing you and you have 1 player and you're like, I need to run and find 2 chests to be played. You can't do that in this game because you don't know if you're gonna get a plate.
Yep.
It's like I gotta play a positioning and get a headshot or some shit. Ow. I guess it's not a bad thing. It's weird because like I'm in a weird spot. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, where it's hard for me to want to give feedback right now or like to say like, oh, this is what I think they should 1000% change, because bro, like I feel like the game's pretty damn good right now. And I mean, I don't know if you guys saw. Again, I don't know how true it is, like, right? Because I don't know. But Ghost of Hope tweeted out something about like how they're really happy. JD, if you want to bring that up, that they tweeted out how happy Call of Duty is with the player count. That it's like really good. The player count like was past expectations. And which, to be fair, I thought that would be the case. And so here, I'll bring it up. Okay, well, that's not the actual tweet, but he said, Charlie Inso said, Activision is reportedly excited with the numbers of players that have returned to Warzone following Verdansk's launch. Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation numbers are off the charts compared to before, and Black Ops 6 sales have seen an increase too. Ghost of Hope also said that, like, when in his tweet, like, I guess went a little bit more into detail. Nothing too crazy. You don't got to bring it up, but yeah, I don't know. I think that the game feels pretty fucking good right now. For me, it's just plates. Like, that's my only big quote unquote like, fuck, I just want some plates. If they added 1 plate per chest, I'm chilling. There's a cap on it. You can only get 6, or you can only get 8. There's some consistency there. Now, with the money, I don't know how much 250 stacks in every chest would affect the overall economy, and would it now feel like there's no like regaining, or not regaining, but just like there's nothing on the line anymore, right? Because right now it does feel like...
One thing they also changed with contracts that I didn't talk about here, but I did in the video, is the contract multiplier worked a little bit different back in Verdansk. So what happens is right now it goes up by 30, right? So to reach cap, you have to do 5 contracts. Back in Verdansk, the original, it would go up by 40, and it would cap out. So it'd go 40, 80, 120, and then it would hit 150, and then it would go up by 30%. After that, so it only take 4 contracts. So that could even be the change that would be subtle. It'd still cap out at 150, but after the first contract, it would jump up to 40%, 80%. So that'd be an extra, I don't know, probably 1,000 per player or something like that. Where that could even be the simplicity of you do 1 less contract, and your money would be like, it would hit a different threshold where you could comfortably buy a loadout and a UAV, or a loadout and a munitions, or 2 items, not just a loadout, after doing 1 contract. So there's different things I think they can do. and it's hard to say which one's the right one.
Yeah. I'll say the devs got a good problem to have. The devs got a tough situation on their hands on what they fix or don't fix, because I think the game's in a pretty decent spot right now, and now they just have to make good changes. I don't know. FIFA, sorry, what were you gonna say, puppy?
I like how it is right now in terms of when the money's lacking. It's like you do get in those blenders where it's like you're really trying to loot a regain, get a res.
Yeah.
And then when you win after being down bad like that, it just feels insane. Like I'm getting dope from winning games even in pubs.
Oh,
You know what I
100%.
mean? Like
Even, dude, the supply
hard,
runs, the supply runs as well, bro, are maxed out. Like when my teammate grabs supply run, they get me back. I'm like, let's go, man. The boys are back. Let's go.
You did that for me, brother. You did that for me. Come on.
Maxed out. I actually love it.
That is sick. Great right now. And 2v2s feel great again as well, because it's the same thing it used to be. Like, you know, one person's dead. It's like, all right, well, we have a chance to catch up now, and you actually have to value your life a little bit more. And I think that
I do think 2v2s are fire now.
No,
Yeah,
2v2s are
you
fun.
see like the
Oh,
strats
dude.
coming in before, like, oh, destroy that guy's car, and all these other, like, all those things are coming back, and I think that plays out for other people when they're just playing like squads. Is like that thing of, oh, we need to get money to buy our boy back. That buy's not safe. That we're gonna get sniped. All those things, I think it makes it play more fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that like I'm excited. I hope, you know, fingers crossed, we get a pretty big 2v2 coming soon. That would be fire. I think there's gonna be a lot of
W
stuff.
leaks. Let's go, baby. Let's go,
There's gonna
baby.
be a lot of cool stuff coming soon, bro. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff coming soon. But yeah, fellas. I mean, look, man. I transparently, I don't have like is there any other things that you guys wanted to discuss when it comes to like that we can keep going? Because right now the biggest things I just wanted to go over, like time to kill, cash, plates, and I think that's pretty much it. Because it's crazy to say that, you know, there's not that much bad stuff right now.
So
Yeah, it's
A
great.
couple things that I think should like be looked into, like if you know, bug wise, is when you get bought back. You know, this isn't a big deal sometimes, but like a 2v2s, this is an issue. If you know, me and FIFA are playing Ebatez and JGOD, and FIFA buys me back near Ebatez or buys me back in a different buy, it might spawn me near Ebatez across the map. I don't know like why that's a thing or why that happens.
Whoever
I
the
thought it was
host
who
is
you
or
were-
whatever.
Is that what it is? I
Oh.
thought it was who you
I
were
think it's
spectating.
whoever's
That's not what it
considered
is.
the star or the
star.
The
That's what it used to
number
be.
one or yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because if
Just be
Ebatez
the
is
star.
in prison and he buys me back, you know, I might land or I might spawn near my teammates at damn. I don't know if that's how it should be. I don't know, but it just feels weird. The other thing is the loadout spawn. That's back to being an issue. The loadout spawn, like you could like today we were flying above TV station and our loadout spawned off the map on the backside of prom. I don't know. Like that would be cool if we can get that fixed. You know, that's just something that is an issue with the game right now.
Wait, was it like
But
in the
other than
water?
that, I mean, yeah, in the water on the edge of the map.
Oh, wow.
like, yeah.
The water back by
That's
the hill,
crazy.
I had that today.
Yeah.
And then
That
the other thing
happens,
is when you
yeah.
get brought back, it spawns you above the loadout. So then you're spawning in
Yes.
backside prom in the water, like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh shit.
I mean, then the zones. The zones are horrible right now. I don't know why that's always an
They're
issue.
They already
Fucking-
said they're
No,
fixing that,
but
though.
that's intentional. It's
That's
intentional.
intentional.
Yeah,
It's
they said
intentional.
they said they
It's
meant to do
intentional.
it.
Yeah.
That is intentional. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
in the
intentional.
original
Being like,
blog,
hey.
it said we're gonna go back to like the original like logic of the original Verdansk. They try to keep as many
Experience.
things as original as well, but through multiple years and feedback, they changed that system. So it's a double edge, because what ends up happening is if you do the needle one way, you end up with how it is now. If you do it the other way, you end up how it was in Urzikstan, right at the beginning, or Al-Mazrah.
Every
wait,
No,
City
Al-Mazrah,
Bowl
where it was
Every
always
city, yeah.
observatory.
yeah, observatory.
Urzikstan was
every
pretty
match.
good, though.
So that's
Urzikstan was
that's
pretty
like
good.
the opposite. Urzikstan was definitely better, but that
There was also-
so they'll probably end up
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle where you do get a
Right.
little bit of variety, because once you put too many restrictions on where that zone can go, well, now you will
Read them
never
too
get.
easily.
You're never gonna get like 80% of the map in zone.
Right.
So you'll
Like
never get a
stuff
prison
like
ending.
that.
You'll never get
That's
a quarry
why-
ending. You're never gonna
Yep.
get a dam ending. It'll just
Yep.
never
Warzone
happen
2.
if they push the logic too far the other way. But I do agree, they are ass at times, but they're just as ass as I remember them.
Yeah,
That's what it was last time, bro.
to talk about what JGOD just said, I love that they went and full sent the OG stuff. I love that. I think it should be like that. Like I said, HDR, TTK, all the zones, like everything. It's great because I think it's bringing back a lot of nostalgia. A lot of people love it. So I'm just curious to kind of see where they go from there, because obviously you can't keep that forever. Like, it's like the OG stuff's good, but you don't want to go too OG where it kind of like hurts the game. Because I do feel like we did have a lot of really good quality of life changes like over the years. Like, for example, in my opinion, I know this is kind of like a whatever we've talked about, the PA notification thing. I thought that was a very good quality of life where we had the indicator. And we also used to have in Warzone 2 where if you walked into a PA, it would give you the noti. Like, even if it was late. So like, let's say I'm 5 meters outside of the PA and then I walk into that zone, it'll then give me the noti that I got it. But we don't have that anymore. So it's like, there are like obviously things that are great about OG, but there are also things that we had quality of life over time. So I don't know. Hopefully, you know, OG is great, but going to OG and kind of keeping that is, in my opinion, not great. But
well, and I think there's things that they can do where we would get like our normal like zones that we're used to, not the bad ones, like 90% of the times, and then 1 in 10 chance it would be like, oh yeah, it's this shitty ass prison zone or whatever.
Right.
Because then it would still mix it up, the monotony of, oh, we know we're going to be in these same 4 POIs to end the zone. It would mix up that part of it. But it wouldn't be so often that it's like, damn, I'm tired of these zones. So I think there's a happy medium to be had. I don't think they've ever had a happy medium where they've had both, but that would be my suggestion.
Is there no, is right now, are you saying that there's no prison endings no matter what right now?
No.
there's
I'm saying
endings.
there are, but if they change the logic to behave closer to the way we had in Urza,
You're saying you almost wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't.
you
have
wouldn't.
Yeah,
those
like
Right.
when you
types of
move
zones.
when you move like the needle from this direction closer to this direction,
Right.
it takes it away from prison ending.
Right.
Right.
Because the
So we
edge of
gotta
the
find-
zone
there's
would
too
never
many.
be out of
There's too
bounds.
many
Yeah.
prison endings right now. In that custom yesterday, every single circle was either bottom right prison.
Really?
Or
I
top
haven't
left
had
down.
one. I
Like, have we had a
one, but I
superstore
played
ending?
hours. I played hours.
Has there been a superstore
I've not
ending?
played a superstore or a downtown ending, and I've played
I've seen
a
them.
bunch ton.
I've seen them. I haven't had them.
I played one downtown ending. That was it.
Dude.
But
Okay,
nah,
look,
that was an ending last night in that custom. You know the hill up by the left where the fire station is at Dam?
Oh yeah, on the opposite side, right?
Bro, yeah,
on the
yeah,
opposite
it ended up
backside,
there,
yeah.
and like the zone pulled up the hill, and everyone down low just died to gas.
Oh, hell no. No one took that zip.
Yeah, those
Hey,
are
that
rough.
was
Those are
OG.
rough, dude.
There's no zip.
Those
No,
are
the
rough.
other zip, huh? The other zip you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was like that hill above fire station. There's only one way up, and everyone down by like the tunnels just died, bro.
Yeah. That's
Look,
OG.
Okay. One thing
Oh, that felt really OG, bro.
One thing I did not like. What's it called? We didn't talk about, which because I think most because probably it just got addressed. But I'm wondering if it'll actually make that big of a difference. There was a patch that just went live. Nothing too crazy, but they did adjust the ground loot. So the ground loot right now I think is shit. Like there's SVDs, snipers consisting on the ground, and they just fixed. They just made some addresses to that.
Yeah.
What's up?
That is another thing. I don't. I get some haters. I don't think so many snipers should be on ground loot. I think that's another issue. I'm okay with like the
That is an
HDR and
issue
much
with the
like
snipers.
Why would you think you'd get hate for that? That seems
because
fine.
I just think
Bro,
the ground
people
loot
would hate
snipers
on
and
you on
stuff.
Twitter for that. They would hate on you.
If you
for
ever
that.
say anything bad about
I-
snipers, you get dick ripped.
I think too many ground loot snipers is just not. It's just not healthy for like again. I just think it's not
That's
healthy for
why
the game.
you should prioritize your loadout. You should be rewarded to get your loadout
Right.
to get your HDR.
Right.
Yes.
You shouldn't be able to get one off the
Right.
ground. That's why sniping is worse than what it should be right now.
The note that I had, because we were talking a little bit about this before joining the pod, is that like some people, I think, like speaking hyperbole on this, they think that like there's people that actually have an expectation that when we talk about better floor loot, that we want a 5 attachment kilo or a SOG to pop out
Right.
of the box. We don't want
No,
that.
that's not true.
I just
agree.
want like a 40 round like SMG with no optic. Like that's
Yes.
it. Like it don't
Who put
gotta
a
be that
12x
deep.
on an LMG?
Yeah.
Who put a 12x
Yeah,
on
bro.
an LMG, bro?
So I think
Right.
there's got to be common sense, basic attachments, and I think the 30 round mag is fine in solos and duos. I would prefer to see the 40-ish or extended mag 1 in trios and quads. That's it, and keep it simple. And that would be the same for long range weapons as well. So if you get an AK out of the box, cool, give us the 45 round mag or whatever the hell it has, not the 30 default. And that's fine. We don't even need no other attachments on floor loot. Get your damn load out and end of discussion. But like, we don't need
Bro,
we don't need some
With
of
the
these
floor loot-
optics and yeah.
like Ebatez was saying with the snipers, let's say like you've got the SVD, you got the Sarkov, You got the HDR, you got the LR, or whatever that other thing is. Let's say, like, I don't know, maybe 20%, 30% of the guns on the floor are snipers. It's not that far-fetched, and it does happen a lot where you just get in a situation where you chain 3 or 4 guns in a row off the rip that are snipers, and you are just unable to, like, engage at all. You know, you run through the floor loop. At least half of it isn't fully
Shotgun,
automatic
sniper.
or usable at close range. You know what I mean? It's like you run into like, all right,
Shotgun,
sniper, Sarkov, Grakova, rocket launcher, pistols, shotgun, and then some other guy runs in a different room, finds an MP5, and like, what can you do? It's like, obviously that's gonna happen sometimes.
It doesn't even need to be kitted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't. That's gonna happen at some point. But if you have 50% of the ground loot is unlootable and unfightable close, like at the start of the game, then that's gonna happen more often than not.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I mean, look, dude. Like, I think we can all agree that right now the game is in a 10 times better spot than what we had in a long fucking time. And now all they have to do is just cook. That's all they got to do is just cook from here on out. Like, side note, cheater situation. I ran into 2 hackers so far. What about you guys?
I ran into 0. Unless that guy that is hacking in the clip that I tweeted.
Well, that's
Nicole's cheating.
That's probably one.
Nicole's just better.
I ran into 2.
Yeah, 2. Two the first day I played with Joe and Dongy. That's it.
I don't know if EU is just like, I don't know if EU is just scumbags, but I've run into a lot.
EU is scumbags for sure. They always be talking about how their lobbies are like the worst with cheaters, and they almost always are.
Well, bro, I've been playing like 12 hours a day, and I've been playing a lot of 2v2s, and it's bad.
In the customs yesterday, there actually was an aimbotter that got in the last 2 games. He was actually aimbotting.
Oh wow!
Yeah. He kept joining the teams over and over again, and we couldn't stop him. And he was just running around aimbotting people. Someone killed him, and he's like, "Oh, GG's."
Sage killed him in the gulag. And he was like, "Nice aim, Sage."
I mean, it's definitely better than it was, but I'd say on EU right now there's a cheater probably 1 in every, I don't know, let's say 10 games. I mean, that's not bad. If it stayed like that, that would be fine. But usually
I think the real test will be mid-season when rank drops. That'll be the real test.
Yep.
You'll know for sure then. People will be complaining. The leaderboard will be hacked up. You'll know.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we're nitpicking like these little things is good though.
Yeah. Yep.
I probably won't be playing ranked.
I mean, there might be a base take, but I think this is the best Warzone release we've ever had. And
100%.
100%.
Without
100%.
Yes, bro. Yo, side note, my boy Hex Smith just responded. He said there has not been, no one has been able to demonstrate any buffs. We now have the BO6 point blink nerf. So we have weaker aim assist than OG Verdansk Modern Warfare 19. And then he went and explained it all for me. So he said, technically speaking, from a strictly, like, I guess, statistic point of view, I'm not going to read everything he said, but we have, I can't believe I'm saying this, we have less aim assist now than what we did in Modern Warfare 2019 because of the close range aim assist nerf.
I'm telling you, and he has video. He has video to back it up too. It's not just him.
Yeah, he sent me all of them.
Yes.
Okay, so before this nerf, before the Black Ops 6 close range nerf, it was more aim assist, right?
Yes.
In the close range, within like 15 meters.
Okay. He's saying now aim assist is not as good as it was in
Nicole says otherwise, brother. Nicole says otherwise.
Yeah, but I think that was like a really close range.
Hey, Ebatez, that was 17 meters. It was right outside the nerf. It's still strong.
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think people
like
just have
really
access to the
close
information now
is-
about like rotational.
Yeah,
Right?
you're probably right.
Like more people know that you have to move the left stick to shoot now, and more people are moving.
I'm telling you,
shooting.
the player base is just better.
Sensitivity multiplier, dynamic aim assist. Like people are learning more to do their settings
there
and
is
how to
still
control it.
burgers in the game, brother.
No,
just don't ever see
absolutely,
them.
but
We just don't ever see them.
yeah. Well, Hector does, not us though.
I spectated the casual
You are the
mode
bots
yesterday.
I kill, Ebatez, remember?
My God, there are some bots in there.
I'm sure.
Casual mode?
I spectated the casual mode.
Dude, they told me that there's content creators posting casual mode gameplay.
I've heard that.
And that they're 1 out of 10s consistently.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I debated with somebody because I don't know if you guys saw my post. I think Youngsters made a post basically saying like 2 boxing, cheesing, whatever. And then I made a comment saying that like the reality is that like those will always get views. They're clickbaity, and the average audience cannot tell the difference.
Yep.
Pro. Yeah. I'm gonna run my first casual game mode and see how crazy that is right now.
Bro, my chat were asking me to do 2v2s in casual mode.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
come on. Come on.
That's crazy, right there.
Dude.
Can you imagine? Yo, I'm up 50. I'm up 50.
Yo, right. Hey, we're only down 20, boys. We got this, bro.
You know what's so
Yeah.
crazy? I did a lot of my safes in the casual mode, and like you would end up with some matches because certain areas just get contested. The bots are landing there, not the bot players, bot AI, and you can end up with 20 plus in a blink without even thinking. Ridiculous.
That's awesome. That's actually awesome, bro.
So wait, what's like? How many kills can you get? How many kills can you get?
It's 150 players. I think if a good player went in there in probably 2 matches, they could get 60.
No shot. Apparently somebody got 70 on that bitch, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, easily. A good, fast-paced player, you could do 60. You could probably even get 40 with just your pistol.
Nah.
That's crazy.
Hey, Chad, we tried to run some
Because you
casuals
wouldn't
after
slow
this,
down.
bro.
You wouldn't slow down. You'd be just full zooming. Yeah,
Damn,
100%. 100% you would. And the viewer wouldn't, like your chat would, because they know we're talking about this. But
Right.
in general, you could post it, and somebody could probably watch your gameplay for 10 minutes and not know you're in the casual mode.
Yep.
That's what I asked
Holy
chat today. I
shit.
said, is there any way to differentiate? And they said, beside the loading screen and the players, no.
No, and what you'll notice is it was kind of a pain in the ass because you fly around with helicopters. All the bots, they lead with the nade. Like, or whatever their lethal is, they throw that shit first. So they end up blowing up your helicopter. And I'm like, fuck, like now I gotta walk? Like, yeah, it's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, look,
I
bro,
do
don't
think
know.
though, outside of the people that are in the minority probably abusing it for kills or whatever, that's not that many
It probably
people.
is a great
I
addition
think
to
the
the game.
vast majority of the purpose and the spirit of the mode is great. I think it's awesome. And the
I think
stats
it's been
don't
awesome.
count
You're right.
or any of that stuff. I think it'll lead to probably sweatier games than the other one, but it is a good acclimation period because XP counts, camos count. Like,
Which is
literally,
crazy. That's crazy that you can grind your camos.
that's
in that
great
mode.
though for
Yep.
like
Yeah.
if you brought your friend back and you're like, oh, you know what? Here's the kilo, just fucking cook. Like,
Bro, look at Hector.
Go for it,
Oh
bro.
no.
Wait,
Bro.
is this a video of fucking Ebatez playing here?
Bro, chill. Let's relax, brother. Let's relax.
What is this?
what is this?
Oh my god!
Hey,
like I'm gonna play games with Ashley with this. You know what I'm saying? Like if Ashley, because she's horrible at video games, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
This
I've got
guy
one
has
more
like
day.
20 plus kills, bro. Look at his kills.
Hector,
How does this
I've
guy
got
I
one more
spectated
day.
it, dude. Hey, Hector, I spectated it too. Am I spectating randoms? He had like 19
Yeah.
kills or something. And people are like, how does this dude get more than 15? He's staring at the ground
no.
90% of the time.
And he's like, it was on the casual mode.
Yes. Because he wasn't good. That's fine. He's a new player, probably.
Oh my! I say I love this chat. I love that they made a
And there's
casual mode.
nothing
Like,
wrong with being a new
Yeah, it's
player
cool.
and being a casual and trying to get back into the game. I think this mode is great for that.
I mean, bro,
I like
sometimes
that.
I run into someone who's like just so bad that you feel bad when you kill them. I feel like for those people, this
Bro.
mode is so good.
dude, I
Bro,
think
does
there's
it
a
know
clip-
tactical sprint?
And I think this is
Jay-
also a good like suggestion because like I had people tag me and they're like, oh, the game's so sweaty now. I have like a 1 KD and my friends have like 0.6s. I said, go play the casual mode. Like,
They're like, wait,
if you don't
what?
get any
What's
dope
that?
from that, like, sorry, like you have to actively work on getting better if you're not going to
Bro,
get dope from that. Like,
Bro, dude, Ashley, no. Yesterday, I was playing solo squads, right? I don't know if we posted the TikTok yet. It's fucking hilarious. I squad wiped one of them, and like during the whole thing, they're just giving comms, like talking, like, "What the hell? This guy's cheating on stuff." And then I squad wipe him, and he goes, "Nah, bro, like." Hey, put on casual mode. Put on casual mode. Nah, screw this shit. We're not doing this. Go to casual mode. Dude,
that's
I'm
funny
not
as
kidding.
fuck.
5 minutes later, no, like 5 seconds later, I fight another team. Killed 2 guys. It was just a duo. Same thing. Oh, wait, you have it. Oh, my God.
There it is.
Oh.
W.
Turn it up, turn it up. Dude, it was back to back.
Oh shit!
Wait, this guy coming on me. I'm just gonna play this
What?
building,
Hey,
bro. Play the building.
Give me a f***ing break. You
Yup.
sweaty.
I'm sweating. He said he's trying to go to he said he's trying to go to casual mode. Then right after this, gift. The same exact reaction.
Whoa.
Damn. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Damn is right.
Aimbot. That's the same.
Aimbot, yeah, gas me, baby.
Yeah, switch this shit to casual text. You got me up.
I will say from playing it,
Got me.
a decent amount for the safe stuff. You can tell by the names, like which ones are bot names. They end up using a lot of X's, Z's, Q's, and they're like repeated. Like they're clearly bot names. And when you kill them, they're level 1. So
Bro said, "What is this?
Yeah.
You got me fucked
Dude,
up." What
I
is
guess it wasn't on there. But immediately
that's
after
funny
that,
as
bro,
fuck.
that squad wipe, literally immediately after that, I fought 2 other guys, the exact same thing. And I look at the stream, I look at the camera, I go, you can't make that up. The same thing, the guy goes,
That's crazy.
This is crazy. Let's go to casual mode, bro. Like, which I'm honestly, that's cool. Like, I want more people to have fun. And if my little brother comes from playing after not playing for whatever and gets a win on casual mode and it gives him dope, hell yeah. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna go away though, right? That's just like an LTM. They said they were gonna introduce to, like.
I don't think
bring
it's going
people
anywhere.
back.
I think it's staying.
I think they'll keep it. I think they'll keep it. Yeah.
The thing they're
I hope
bringing
they
later
keep it.
on
I
mean,
is
I
the
don't
boot
care,
camp
you know.
mode. The boot camp mode is what's coming later, and that's the one which is much smaller on Verdansk.
Okay.
I think it's staying.
Yeah.
But look, boys, to kind of wrap it up, man, I'm pretty happy with the way everything is right now. There are adjustments that can be made for sure. But at the moment, I'm pretty content. For me, the only big solution for me, and I'll say this again, for me, I know somebody in the chat is getting mad, I forgot his name. For me, the only
Boot
big
camp
thing
is already
is
in.
plates.
Oh, my bad.
Plates is the big
yeah.
one for me. And there's a couple other things. Yes, if you didn't watch the whole podcast, go back and watch it. If this was supposed to be hyper competitive, I would raise the time to kill. I would change it to where money's consistently. There was so many different things, but for me, I'm having a lot of fun. At the end of the day, am I getting on? Am I having fun? And right now, I can say, oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm excited to get on. Right. So yeah. So, but boys, I guess FIFA. Kind of closing thoughts.
I think on day 1, I gave a review. I said I'd give it a 9.5 to 10. I would stick by that. I think my only grievance again is the plate situation and maybe a little bit of like the lootable box money. But I think contract money and that system's great. Everything from that point of view, movement's great. Weapon balancing's fantastic. That's all good. So yeah, 9.5 to 10. The only thing I will say is that like I'm intrigued to see where they'll go with it because we are nostalgia tripping hard. Like, where do they go with the weapons after this update? Because we can't use the ground and the kilo forever, right? So I'm intrigued to see where that goes. And then obviously, it is an old map, so at some point, maybe seeing like certain map changes. I was spitballing with my chat. I said it'd be pretty cool if they did, the Verdansk 84 changes, but like slowly over the seasons, just mix up a certain POI here and there, so we have the same base map. Because I also get, I get the dope and nostalgia from even seeing like those POIs from Verdansk 84. So I think maybe changing a little bit of that over time because we are on an old map. I think that would be cool. But for right now, I'm a happy man.
Yeah. Okay. Ryda, talk to me.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I would personally love to see a slight TTK buff, a slight one. Obviously, they're going to bring plates to the game. I think the rooftop camping, where there's one ladder up and that's the only way up, is going to get very old very soon over the next couple weeks. So whether we want to implement bunker busters or zip lines to buildings and multiple ways to get up, I think I would love to see that. But I'm with FIFA. I would love to see like map changes, the 1984 changes. I would love to, see in the future where we're going to go from this. But hey, man, I'm having fun.
Have any of you guys actually jumped into Plunder to see how the zip locations are?
Yeah.
So they're already all there.
Them.
It plays so much better.
Yeah, zip locations are really good.
Because one of the problems, oh, go ahead.
Holy shit. No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
go ahead.
good.
The delay's hard,
yeah. When me and Hector played early, the zips were very good. The zip locations were very good, and I think that would benefit what we're dealing with now. But with this no zips, it's just kind of difficult.
So I'll give you one specific example that's kind of annoying, is that like hospital, for example, it doesn't have like the zips to get towards the top.
Yeah.
But on Plunder, it does, and it makes it significantly different. like where it's not like overpowered that you could just zip up. It's like whatever, but it's like, okay, I have to run into the building, find the elevator. Okay, cool. Let me zip up the elevator. All right, cool. Now I got to run up some stairs. All right, cool. Now I got to go through the building. Okay, now I'm on the rooftop, and it's kind of like, oh, I could just zip. Like it just, and it's not like, oh my God, he got to the roof so fast.
It makes the fluidity just a little bit better of the map. It makes the map better.
And there's a bunch of those. Same thing with downtown. Has a lot of that stuff without the zips. It's crazy.
Boys, I got one last thing. Now, this is super niche, but like, bro, it's been a problem of mine for a minute, bro. I hate you can't lay under bouncing betties anymore, bro. We had it in COD from literally Call of Duty World at War, bro. The first time you could lay under a bouncing betty. It was like that for 15 years of my life, and then randomly they took it away from me, bro. And now I got top prison. But now I got top prison, bro. And there's one ladder up, and I managed to get up the ladder, and kaboom, dude! I can't even dodge it. Like, damn, bro. Like, at least let me dodge it.
There's a lot of little things. There's a lot of little things like that, and like, for example, one thing that I noticed
that's why I'm
here.
running reflex. That's why I'm running reflex. I can't stand it.
Oh,
I hate it.
no.
I literally can't stand it. I can't.
Like, I should be able to lay under a betty.
You got to give up scavenger.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Scavenger.
Part 1, yeah.
Dude, I can't
need
stand to be
scavenger
going
twin.
downtown and dying to bouncing betties. I can't stand it.
I just think it's like I just think it's super cool, like being able to lay under a betty. Like, it was cool the first time I did it in World at War, and it's been cool ever since. And I think it's cool. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree, especially with
there is a trade-off by going prone.
We have blast traps too. So if you don't want people proning under your bouncing betties, run a blast trap. So I agree with you. Bring it back, FIFA.
I will give my rating. I think it's probably about as well executed as it could have been. Like, I don't think there's a way they could have like launched it and it been like quote unquote perfect. I think obviously there's ways they could go either way, but I would say it's probably a solid 9. Like them coming out the gate, like about as good as it can be. I think like the things we've talked about throughout are the reason it's not a 10 for me, but it's definitely pretty solid right now. I think it's about as good as it could be for a launch.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. I think the lighting, the map looks amazing. Like the game is just so visibly pleasing, and like I'm just very happy that they like adjusted the shadows and stuff. The game just looks so clean. I agree. I think the plates thing, maybe more money in crates, like consistently. I obviously we've touched on a lot of it, but I mean, dude, overall they killed it. And I think like going into this, everyone was a little nervous. We knew that like how big this meant for Warzone, and they absolutely crushed it. So obviously we have to give our flowers like whenever they do well, because it's been a rough couple of years, man, with updates and stuff. It's been very there's just been a huge lack of trust. I mean, from all of us, I'm sure. Like, there's a new update. They say they're going to do something, and none of us actually think it's going to happen. So. But
yeah, I mean,
the last
I gotta turn
this ambient so bad. I was like,
yeah, dude,
it's
I mean,
okay if Verdansk is good.
Oh, I got a loud thing playing in my ear right now. I can't hear anything.
You're good.
What is bro?
Okay, there you go. Say it again, people. Sorry.
No, I think like the last few months of Verdansk being like pretty bad, and like having like lackluster updates, it was all gonna be okay as long as Verdansk was good, and they kind of delivered on it. I think like. Yep. I don't even care. I'm happy. They were putting all their energy in it, and it works, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, I want to reiterate, they've actually done a pretty good job from what the feedback that we gave them, the second play test to now, they turned it around completely. So I want to make sure to give them props for that. Go ahead, JGOD.
100%.
I think it's going to be interesting, too, because we know we have a fun LTM coming up here in the midseason, which is the Get High mode. And I'm sure you guys remember some of the mechanics from the Get High mode. That could be also a way for them to test feedback on what things people enjoy, like the unlimited attack, sprint with the gummy, or some of those types of things, where I think LTMs are a much more like effective way to really test certain things out and get feedback prior to actually modifying the base game.
Yep, I agree.
So what would you want for that? What would you want for specifically?
Well, I like the Get High mode just the way it is. But what I'm saying is there's certain features that we could actually live test. Like there's certain suggestions where maybe you go, okay, I would like the drop shot, maybe not necessarily with the movement, but certain maybe with the zones or something that you could test in a isolated like play space where you're testing a lot of things, but like you can actually find out what people like from that before implementing and changing the base game. I think sometimes in the past they went too like wild, specifically Warzone 2, where they've essentially changed, like try to reinvent the wheel. Well, we already knew the wheel was still like pretty good, right? Even though people were a little bit tired of Verdansk, whatever. The base game wasn't like, oh yeah, the game plays like trash. Let's just reinvent the wheel. Like that should never happen again. And I hope they put a little bit more like information out there on their plans to not fuck it up with the next game. Like we're just going to keep building on our current game. There's not going to be an like they should just come out and say there's not going to be an integration with the next game. Maybe you get weapons, but they're not going to change the game. Like if that makes sense. Like, I think they need to give confidence, like, and build trust, and the only way they can do that is being vocal with their plans. But that's another aside. Damn, that dude's cooking your chat, Hector.
You don't know Leonard Fournette, bro? You don't know who Leonard Fournette is?
Yo, bro.
I know. Yeah, I know who.
I've been holding it in.
Go ahead. Let it out, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm good. We gotta finish. We gotta finish the podcast. Holy fuck. But yeah, dude, look, man. Again, I think they've done so much in that time span that we play tested the game. And again, I'm really happy that they actually took the feedback so many times in the last 4 years that we've been doing this content creation stuff where they've asked us certain things, and it honestly felt like they didn't care. It felt like they never listened. It always felt like that, bro. It always felt like that. And to now where we're at now, like to see them actually take the feedback that we gave them in that playtest and incorporate it 2-3 months later, and us get a game where, I mean, it seems like player count is great. The majority of people are happy. There are a couple people that are not happy, but that's normal, right? It felt really good to finally be like, you know what? There's a point to me coming out to these playtests. They actually like listen for once, right? So I just want to again give them props to that. Give them props for that. But yeah, fellas, I think we have a good fucking game on our hands here, and I think it's just how do we improve off of that? You know. So yeah, we'll see, boys. But yeah, without further ado, boys, that concludes the podcast, man. Ebatez, JGOD, Ryda, Mr. FIFA. Thank you guys as always, man, for hopping on. This shit was a fucking banger. I just hope and pray that Call of Duty continues to cook here and they don't stray too far away. And I don't know. There's a lot of questions. What does this mean for whenever we get next year? You know, does Treyarch have control more next year? I mean, technically it's the same thing. The year after that, does IW take control of Warzone again? Do they give us another version of Warzone 2? I don't know. We'll never know. We won't know, but I'll leave y'all with that question, man. But everybody at home on YouTube. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
One thing I wanted to touch on we didn't say, whoever made the decision of making the event have an exclusive skin, that was dope. We need to do that more often, man. Like seriously, that was fire. I've never seen the community like be like, I got the skin. JGOD's posting updates.
And part of it being it was rare.
Updates.
You know how many people tagged me when they unlocked the gates and made it so everyone could get it?
It was dope.
Funny.
There needs to be more implementations of that. That was dope. Bravo.
It was like the Titanium event when you had to win like.
That was fire. 20 kills. 20
that was dope.
That one was too much. But that one was too
much. That one was too hard. But like,
had,
do more.
The event we had with the package and you had to extract. What was that? Warzone. Was that the last Warzone? Was that MW3 when you got the operator, the hooded operator? You had like to extract with it. Those are cool. Those should happen more often, man.
Yeah.
That I hope we'll get like. Okay, speaking of that, when it comes to like bringing back nukes, I don't know where they're at.
I was actually about to say, put the nuke back.
Please bring the nukes back, please. Like, things like that are fun. Like, playing PUBG. Dude, imagine how hard, boys, nukes would go right now, given that every win is harder now. Wins are hard.
Oh, like, dude. And also, like, the games are 30-minute long. Like, the build-up and the time to actually get a nuke is insane.
Yes.
You would have to be so you would have to be like legit fucking like
to add to the nuke. I think the part of it where people are like in the chat, they are negative about the nuke. Some people.
Why?
I think they don't want nukes. But what I will say is that they would be so less common now because it is harder to win. It's more punishing if you lose. Like if you lose an element, you have to get to a buy station. Like that should be so chalked. Like it would be hard.
But why people being negative about nukes?
I think some people just don't like the way they change the gameplay loop. I think some people don't like that aspect of it. I don't know if it's a large majority. I've seen some streamers say that they don't like the nuke being in the game either.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Said he didn't want the nuke in the game.
I don't know. There's a few people that did. It wasn't isolated.
I think it's
like,
just because the nuke,
minority.
like you said, it makes people play the game differently. Like Zyro probably doesn't like nukes on rebirth because it causes people to stack and play for wins. Like I, you know what I mean? Like it's like back to what we said. You know, what do you do as a dev? Do you not put it in because some people you don't want people to stack, or do you put it in because people want to have fun? You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword.
I mean, I think
cool.
about how actually, like, how many people were actually getting nuked on. Like,
well,
I think
part
it's
of the
very
thing
rare.
is
The
they
rebirth
actually-
nuke was hard as shit.
So one
that
thing they
was
did
different.
is they actually made them a little bit easier because of the 30 win threshold, not just the 5 wins in a row.
Yeah. So would you then take it to where it's just 30 wins? I'm sorry,
No.
it's just 5 wins. Sorry, would you leave it
Yes,
at
and
just
even
5
maybe
wins?
up that, maybe to up that,
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Yes.
like
Bro,
7,
imagine
like
like
7.
10
Yeah,
win streak, bro. The
because
whole stream is just like
you would die, and then that would be it. Like that would be it. Like one bad game.
Bro, if you
would
were
be
if you were
fucking-
on a nuke, the whole chat would be popping, bro. That'd be insane.
Yes,
Bro.
It's better if it's
Especially
rare.
if it was like it's
rare.
If it was as hard as
I
it
feel
was
like
to get
they-
like a rainbow. Remember how hard that was, and ranked how hard
bro.
a rainbow was.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine
Yeah.
that would be crazy. Max dope.
But like the thing, a nuke's even better though because a rainbow flame meant nothing. It was like you had it until you lost it and it didn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was
I really
like
feel
cool
like there's
if you
no-
had it, but like whatever.
bro, there's literally no negative effects to doing nukes. Like, if you don't like the nukes, just don't do them. And like, if you make them rare enough, you will get a nuke in your game one every fucking
Yes,
100
ever,
games.
never.
Somebody
Or never.
like
Or never.
And then it'll
Or-
be
or
exciting.
never,
or
It'll
never.
be
Rare.
exciting.
They should be incredibly rare because I do think they can be disruptive to the gameplay loop as a person just playing the game. Because if somebody's doing a nuke in your lobby, you do have to change how you play the game.
yeah, but
you- yeah,
exactly.
'cause you're playing
And
to
if you
win.
do it, if you do it to where it's only the 5 wins in a row, that's gonna make it to where, bro, everybody's gonna struggle doing that. It's not, you know, like it. I think it's
Yeah, it
great
just
content.
needs to be
It's-
rare, where it's a one-off and then that's it. Like, cool if you get one, and maybe even make it rarer. So like your whole team who wins, only one nuke.
Oh fuck! Where you could do 5 wins, but it's just one. Yo, that would actually be fucking insane. I don't know. I feel like they gotta do
I mean,
it.
there's
I
different
don't
ways
like,
they can do it to make it far, far rarer, so that it doesn't seem like they're happening all the time and like. But that's
Well,
a
I think,
pendulum,
bro-
right? Like that's an extreme, like, and the other side's like another extreme. So I think there's a happy point in there. I don't
the
go
problem
for
is,
them.
though,
I
if
don't
they
care
make it
about
that-
them. But like,
They make it
Yeah,
that
cool.
hard, then
They're
like the
fun to
amount of
watch.
people that are actually doing it, is it worth like putting the time in to like put that into the game?
but
You know
to
what I
keep
mean?
in
If they're
mind,
gonna make it so rare that there's like 100 people on the planet that can actually do one, then like, is it even worth going through all the trouble to put it in?
that's a
well,
good
if
point.
it's that rare, like what'll end up happening is there will be people that go for it.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
like-
So only 100 people can complete it, but how many people will go for it? Like, how many people would actively be like, yo, that's fucking cool? Because, like, how many people would do a regular nuke on multiplayer?
I mean,
That's
I'm
pretty
in favor
fucking
of it
rare.
happening, and I'm in favor of it being like the
Right.
rarest thing ever.
Devil's
because it's
advocate.
fucking
Devil's
sick.
advocate.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, from a like resources point of view, like, it has to be like
Well, part of the
somewhat
problem
attainable.
is
That's why
they also can add a feature to the game like that where it's not obstructing other people's games. Because literally, if you guys only got one after 5 wins, and like I would never probably play a match where I see somebody doing a nuke.
yeah.
Like, you're just leaving
So
shit?
no, it would literally never impact my gameplay experience.
Oh.
Like no one would be calling one in, no one would be trying one in my life because it would be that rare. So like in terms of like impacting
Just
the
the
player
rarity.
base, it basically would have 0 impact on the player base as a whole. But on the positive side, somebody like you guys who want to go for it, it has a huge positive impact on you without negatively impacting the 99.9999% of players because they'll almost never run into it. They'll never have to like change their game plan because you're like, it would be super rare. It would, yeah.
Yeah. It would be so sick.
One thing I see a lot in the chat, and I think that's why people are kind of, or why they have a negative connotation to it. It's like, bro, I'm not talking about rebirth or resurgence nukes. I think those were way too easy. Resurgence nukes, everybody had them like all the time because it was only 5 wins in resurgence, and in resurgence, it's a lot easier to get wins. Like, and it's only 5 in resurgence as opposed to 5 in big map. I think maybe if we're talking about BR specifically, I think it's still, it's rare that I would ever run into people with it on my lobbies when I was playing pubs back in
we
Urgent
know about
10.
your lobbies though.
Yo. Yo.
I had nukes in my lobbies, bro. I'd be playing solos and I'd be getting nukes in my lobbies like every day. Shit was crazy.
I didn't get them that much, but it was like but with Resurgence, okay, that's different. 5 super easy, quick wins on Resurgence. That takes fucking
50 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why even a win feels better now because it's it's a build up a storyline over 30 minutes and it's hard.
With as hard as it is to win now, it would be dope.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they did it to where it was 30, I didn't like the 30. I actually hated the 30 total wins. I thought I should just leave it at just 5 wins in a row. Like, and hey, if you want to get it, you gotta lock it in. Ooh, I'm down. I'd be down.
I'd be sick.
I don't know. I think that'd be fire.
Bro, if you make it 7 wins, you're gonna see sweaty people actually locking in to get it. Like, it's not gonna be like, you know, the Uzbekistan nuke where people are like, oh, let's go for 5 nukes today. Let's go for 10 nukes
And
today.
they just hang
it's
out
gonna be
in
like,
the big old fucking plane. Or
yeah, it's gonna be like,
chopper.
boys, lock in to get a nuke, and then it'll be like ranked. It's like, oh, bro, you're not taking this seriously. We're gonna get someone else.
Yeah. Like, yo, I would get in trouble for twerking ass and shit. That'd be fire. I would love that, man. But look, I think there's a lot of things that we can sit here and talk about what they can introduce. I'm just glad that we're at the point now where we're not sitting here talking about how everything's so fucked up and they need to change this for 3-4 hours, right? It's like, hey, we can actually talk about content for once. Like, we can sit here and be like, yo, this would be cool content. This would be cool content. This would be cool content.
That was so funny because I talked about that in my spectating randoms because my spectating randoms for the past 3 years have basically been talking about how shitty the game is for 25 minutes. Right? But I was like, cool, the recent spectating randoms, I could just talk about the gameplay. Like, the person, I could legit just spectate the random versus like, oh, the game's terrible.
Shit talking them while spectating.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like craziness.
Well, look, man, guys, as always, again, thank you guys for hopping on the podcast today. It was a great pod. I had a blast. To anybody at home, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you guys are at, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We will have another one very, very soon going over. Hopefully, there's a new update this week. Hopefully, they fix the plate stuff, and we'll see kind of where things go. I believe they'll have like a mid-season update, probably like at the end of April, I think, right? That'll be Season Reloaded. I think, no, it'd probably be before because the 420 mode comes out. I think that's mid-season update 420. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Season 3.5, right?
Yes, season 3.5. So you guys will get ranked, et cetera, et cetera.
And it's a short season. Changes. If you go to the battle pass, it's like 52 days left already. So like, it's gonna cruise by the season instantly fast.
It'll probably be before what's it called? Like the 20, probably 420 before then, or maybe a little bit after, because I think in the patch notes it said 420 or that game mode is coming in mid-season. And I would assume that would be 420. So I don't know. We'll see. But guys, anyways, thank y'all as always for tuning into the Pullze Check podcast, man. We'll catch you guys in the next one, baby. Peace.